California Government Code Section 54957B1 provides the consideration of public employee discipline will be conducted in closed session unless the employee requests to have the hearing in open session. The police officer received notice of their right to have this hearing in open session. Counsel for the employee confirmed the request for an open hearing at the hearing conference on July 31st, 2025. This hearing is a continuation of the hearing of Police Officer Julian Vazquez, which will be conducted in open session as requested by the employee. Before we begin the hearing, we will be taking public comments. Please note we anticipate this hearing to span multiple hearing nights, and each member of the public will only be given one opportunity to comment on this item, meaning if you have previously commented, you cannot comment again, and if you comment tonight, you cannot comment on this item at a future hearing date. If there is anyone from the public who would like to be heard, please raise your hand at this time. If you could please approach the podium. And if you could state your name for the record, please.
Eleanor Vazquez.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Julian is my brother-in-law, and I am a firefighter paramedic and field training officer with the City of Seguin Fire Department in the state of Texas. I'm here today to express my absolute disgust with the city of Torrance and the gross miscarriage of justice that my brother-in-law has been subjected to over the past 2 years. Like my husband, I was born into a family of public servants, and I became one myself. And in my 12 years of working as a public servant, I have never seen an officer slandered the way that Julian has been. Working in the field of emergency services, especially as a training officer, being assigned a probationary employee requires the FTO to complete daily, weekly, and monthly evaluations of some sort, which leads me to ask, where is Julian's yearly evaluation? If a rookie is struggling, it is the job of the FTO to create a paper trail to show if an employee is struggling with certain tasks or the job as a whole. If at the end of the probationary period the employee is not up to standards, then it is reasonable that the employee may be terminated. What appalls me in Julian's case is that there is zero paper trail on any issues he may have encountered during his training period, and the obvious incompetence from the internal affairs investigators who failed to question any of Julian's FTOs. This sad excuse of leadership is a political joke. The Torrance Police Department has gone on a witch hunt after my brother-in-law, who was only interested in enforcing the law and keeping the city where he grew up a safe place. Julian is a good person. He is a man of God, and he does not have an ounce of hate in his heart, and he will go out of his way to help people. I refuse to sit idly by and watch him become a pawn in Torrance's political games, and I would urge this panel to reinstate Officer Vazquez. Thank you.
Yes, if you could please state your name for the record.
My name is Aki Sasagawa.
Could you stand closer to the microphone?
My name is Aki Sasagawa. Julian. Sure. Alpha, King, Indigo. Last name Sierra, Alpha, Golf, Alpha. Sierra, Alpha, Sierra, Alpha, Golf, Alpha, Washington, Alpha, Sasagawa.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
Julian is an amazing young man with a deep sense of responsibility. He is highly motivated and self-disciplined and has a good heart that cares for other people. He risks his life to protect us and keep us safe. Officers like Julian give us an extra layer of protection and upgrade the quality, the image, and the reputation of Torrance Police Department. He deserves to be acknowledged and appreciated for his dedication, devotion, and bravery. Yet, Torrance Police fired him, and that was a huge mistake. Yes, everybody makes mistakes, and it's okay. We just need to own our mistakes and make amends. But all I witness here is that they are looking for every opportunity to blame him, as if they are trying to justify their wrongdoing, which is another mistake. If anybody should be fired for a mistake, it is the one who made the decision to fire him, and those who support the decision, because bullying is illegal. And I repeat, bullying is illegal. So let my words echo in your head over and over until you find decency, conscience, honesty, and the courage to right the wrong. Because if safety is important to you, we, Torrance, need to find officers like Officer Julian Vazquez. Thank you.
Is there anybody else that would like to speak at this time? We will proceed. All parties from the previous hearing dates are present. Police Officer Julian Vazquez is represented by Tom Yu. The Police Department is represented by Nicholas Grether. Formal rules of evidence need not apply. However, the Commission shall exclude incompetent, irrelevant, and immaterial evidence. Any procedural request or motion should have been made before the hearing, but the Commission will consider a request or a motion that was not evident until after the hearing has begun. Does either party have a request or a motion?
Not from us, thank you.
No.
Thank you. Mr. Grether, are you prepared to recall witness Julian Vazquez?
Yes.
Good evening. I would remind you that you are still under oath, having sworn to tell the truth. That oath is still binding and you must answer questions truthfully. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Mr. Grether, you may continue your examination at this time.
Good evening, Officer Vazquez. If you recall, during the last hearing, we were discussing a number of investigations that occurred under PD 2023-010. Recall that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I wanted to move on to a search of a Mr. Hamlin's vehicle. Do you recall this vehicle?
Yes, I do.
And so in May of 2022, did you conduct a traffic stop on Mr. Hamlin?
Yes.
And it was for traffic violations, right?
Yes, sir.
No front license plate?
Yes, sir.
And an illegal window tint, right?
Yes, sir.
And you asked him to get out of the vehicle?
Yes, I did.
And then you then asked him if you could search the vehicle.
Yes.
And Mr. Hamlin first said yes, that you could search his vehicle, right?
Yes, he did.
Okay. And so you began searching the car, right?
Yes.
And a few seconds later, Officer Sid informed you that Mr. Hamlin withdrew his consent, right?
Sometime later, he did withdraw consent.
I'm sorry, sometime.
Sometime later, he withdrew consent.
And you confirmed to Officer Sid that you heard him, right?
I did.
You even said he does, okay? Right?
Are you quoting me, sir?
Yes.
If that's what I said, I don't recall off the top of my mind.
But then so after you confirmed hearing that he withdrew his consent, you continued searching the vehicle, right?
Yes, I continued searching the vehicle under probable cause.
You didn't tell that to anyone, right?
No, I didn't.
Okay. So after you heard that Mr. Hamlin had withdrawn his consent, you actually leaned into the vehicle to look into the vehicle, right?
After the consent was withdrawn, I continued to search under probable cause.
Right. And at this time, you actually leaned into the vehicle to search it further, right?
Yes, I conducted a probable cause search inside of the vehicle.
Just a yes or no. You leaned into the vehicle to take a look in, right?
Yes.
And then you went around to the other side and opened the door on the passenger side, right?
Yes, sir.
And that was after you'd been informed the consent was withdrawn, right?
Correct.
And you had received training on searches from your time in the academy, right?
Yes, I have.
And you had gotten training on consent searches, right?
Yes, I have.
And in fact, when an individual withdraws consent, you're supposed to stop searching the vehicle or stop searching whatever you're at consent to search, right?
You would be required to stop if your only basis for the search is consent, yes.
Okay. And then at that point, you close and with Mr. Hamlin, you then close the passenger door and then went over to talk to Mr. Hamlin, right?
That is correct.
And he asked you to just write him a ticket, right?
I believe so.
If we could play, it's in Exhibit 8 under BWC videos. There's a file, narco arrest with Sid. And then there's the footage, the last part of the file that differentiates it is 02_50_21_Julian Vazquez. Can we play that video starting from the beginning?
Mr. Griffin, could you please confirm the last two digits?
2-1.
Thank you.
Yes.
What was that? It's not, okay. You say you can't search the car because there's something in the car or what? I just don't know why you're tripping. I was almost finishing my search right now, so now I'm thinking that there's something in there. So maybe So here's what I'm asking. To get this on the road, there's nothing in the car. Would you rather me finish the search, that'll take 2 more minutes, and then talk to you, relay off of one, or do you want me to spend 15, 20 minutes writing the citation? And that's up to you. I'm fine with either one. Just let me know. Okay, give me a sec, so I'm going to check your VIN number. So I want listen, let me be real with you, okay? You agree when you originally gave me consent in the vehicle to search your car, right? And it's all recorded. There was you were hesitant, and then you took it back. So why is that? I'm gonna say what I'm doing. I'm gonna continue to search your car. You don't have to, because I already found it out. You do what though? I'll tell you what. You know what? Okay. So you're gonna stay here, don't move, okay? And I'm gonna continue the search for you. Yeah, I don't need your consent.
Can you get a timestamp of the pause?
The video stops at 4 minutes, 56 seconds.
Thank you.
So, Officer Vazquez, when you started searching the car, you turned on your body cam, right?
Yes, I did.
And did you turn your body cam on before you started the search?
Either right before or right after, pretty soon to when I commenced it. Pretty soon after I commenced the search.
And then the first thing you looked at was in the driver's side door, right?
I don't recall exactly where I looked first.
So watching the video didn't refresh your recollection on where you started your search?
The video doesn't show where I looked first, sir.
So that video was from your body cam, right?
Correct.
Okay. So did you start searching and then turn your body cam on?
I don't recall exactly when I started my body cam. However, from what it appeared, the door was open once my body cam activated. So it must have been right after I started the search.
So then right. And then you continued to search the car after the withdrawn consent.
Objection asked and answered.
Just reestablishing a foundation.
I'll sustain that.
That's fine. Okay. So you told so you went to see Mr. Hamlin after you stopped searching, and you asked him about a ticket, right? And you were asking him why he withdrew his consent, right?
Yes.
And at that time, you claim you've already seen the narcotics, right?
By that point, I have.
And you didn't mention that to Mr. Hamlin?
No.
Okay. And in fact, you didn't pick it up in your initial search of the car, right?
I didn't pick up, the narcotics?
Right.
No, I didn't initially pick them up.
And you didn't actually look into the car, you didn't actually lean into the car to see them, right?
I'm sorry, I don't understand your question.
You didn't actually look into the car You didn't lean your body physically into the car to be able to grab the narcotics at that point, right?
Objection, biggest as the time.
Can you re-ask the question?
Sure. So after Mr. Hamlin withdraws his consent to search the vehicle, you then continue searching and you lean your body into the car, right? The top half of your body to continue searching, right?
During my probable cause search of the vehicle, I did enter the threshold of the vehicle, if that's what you're asking.
Just immediately after, or in the few seconds after Mr. Hamlin has withdrawn consent to search the vehicle. I understand you are claiming that you have probable cause to search the vehicle. I get that part. At that point is when you actually lean into the vehicle to look into it, right?
I leaned back into the vehicle, yes.
Right. And that was the first time you leaned into the vehicle to look into it, right?
I'm sorry, I believe during my prior search, while I was under consent, maybe you can elaborate a little bit more what you mean by leaning. I was by the driver's side door. I was looking around the vehicle inside and out.
Sure, so after Mr. Hamlin withdraws his consent, you would agree with me that you actually lean into the car so that you can get a better look, right? You're putting at least the top half of your body, or your shoulders at least, your head, into the vehicle to get a better look, right?
Sure, yes, sir.
Okay. And that was the first time you'd actually done that, right?
I'd have to say I don't recall, because there's a possibility that prior to him withdrawing his consent, I may have quickly leaned into the vehicle, but maybe it would have been picked up on the dash cam better.
Okay.
So I don't recall exactly when or the first time I leaned into the car.
This certainly didn't catch it on your body cam, right?
It didn't appear so.
And there's nothing on that body cam showing the narcotics until you pick it up when you come back the second time, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that would have been easy to explain, especially to your field training officer, right?
What would have been easy to explain, sir?
That you've already seen something that you suspect to be contraband.
Yes.
You could have said that out loud so that the body cam could pick it up, right?
I could have.
You could have told Mr. Hamlin, I've found narcotics in there, and I'm going to continue to search.
That could have been one of the investigative avenues to go, sir.
And in fact, that's what you did after first trying to get him to reconsent to searching the vehicle, right?
I eventually told him that I had located narcotics.
And so we have you searching it initially. So you search the car initially. Mr. Hamlin withdraws consent. You continue searching as you claim under probable cause. And then you come back a third time, and that's when you find the baggie of suspected narcotics, right?
Objection, argumentative and compound. That's phrased.
Overruled.
I would agree with most of what you said, however, not the part where you said that's when I find the bag of narcotics. That's when I retrieve it. However, I've seen it prior to that, sir. But everything else you said was correct.
Okay, understood. So that's when you actually picked it up.
Yes.
And in fact, you had been, and you didn't take out any other baggies from the car, right?
I don't believe so.
And did you find any other contraband during that search?
I'd have to refer to my report for my memory.
Nothing you recall at this time?
Not that I recall.
Next, I want to direct you to an incident with a Mr. Presnell. Do you recall that?
Yes, I do.
And that was on October 29th, 2023. You conducted a traffic stop, right?
Yes, I did.
And that was on a motorcyclist?
Yes.
And that was based on a suspicion that the motorcyclist was part of a motorcycle club, right?
The traffic stop itself was for vehicle code violations. Additionally, I did suspect him to be part of a criminal motorcycle club.
That's a type of gang.
Yes.
And you pulled him over on his motorcycle.
Yes.
And you requested to search his motorcycle, right?
I believe so.
And he denied consent to that.
Yes.
And so you conducted a field interview with Mr. Presnell, right?
Yes, I did.
And then you released him.
Yes.
And you did not submit any notes or any sort of field interview card through Spillman, right?
Correct.
And you should have, right?
Yes.
Because you had a suspicion that Mr. Presnell was in a motorcycle gang, right?
That's correct.
And you acknowledge that not putting that into Spillman is a violation of policy, right?
Yes.
Because any field interviews should be documented, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. And then I want to direct you to an incident in November of 2023 with Miss Wimberly. Do you recall this?
Yes, I do.
And you conducted a traffic stop on Miss Wimberly?
Yes, sir.
And that was for equipment violations, right?
Yes.
A dark window tint, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And in your contact with the suspect, you used profanity, right?
Yes, I did.
And you ordered her out of the car, right?
Yes.
You handcuffed her.
Yes.
You put her in the backseat of your vehicle, right?
Yes, I did.
And you patted her down for weapons.
I did.
And you released her with a citation, right, for the window tint, right?
Yes, sir. I believe there was another violation on that citation, if I recall correctly. I'm sorry. I believe there was another violation on that citation, if I remember correctly.
All vehicle code citations?
Yes, sir.
Or violations, excuse me.
Yes, sir.
And you did not document the handcuff and release, right?
Correct.
And you failed to write any kind of report, right?
I did not write a report, sir.
And anytime you place a suspect in handcuffs, you need to document that, right?
Yes, sir.
And you're supposed to notify a supervisor when you place an individual in handcuffs, right?
Yes, sir. Either verbally or add comments to the call.
I'm sorry, verbally or?
Add comments to the call.
And so you should document your notification of a supervisor, to a supervisor about the use of handcuffs, right?
Yes, sir.
And in fact, Ms. Wimberly, she asked you to speak to a supervisor, right?
She did.
Multiple times, right?
Yes, sir.
She asked you 7 times, right?
I believe it was multiple times.
And yeah, at least 3, right?
Yes, sir.
Any dispute that it was 7 times?
No, I'll take your word for it.
Okay. Well, don't take my word.
No, I
Just want you to, if you have any dispute of that, just tell me yes or no.
no dispute, sir.
And you did not reach out to a supervisor, right?
No, I did not.
Okay. And then last incident that I want to draw your attention to was a traffic stop in June of 2023 with Mr. Correa. Do you recall this?
Yes, I do.
And this, you conducted a traffic stop based on an expired registration, right?
Yes, sir.
And you got out of your car and contacted Mr. Correa, right?
Yes, sir.
And while you were contacting him, you got some information from dispatch, right?
Yes, I did.
They informed you that Mr. Correa was a self-admitted gang member, right?
Yes.
And that it was directing another unit to assist you.
Yes.
And you got this information prior to telling him to get out of the car, right?
That's correct.
And he showed you his registration, which showed it was not expired, right?
He showed me a valid registration card.
And he had told you he was going to see a movie, right?
I believe so.
And then you had him get out of the car, right?
Yes, I did.
And before the other unit arrived to assist you, right?
It was prior to them arriving, sir.
And while you had known he was a self-admitted gang member before you ordered him out of the car.
Yes, sir.
And then you conducted a pat-down search on Mr. Correa, right?
Yes.
And no other officer was present for that, right?
No, sir.
You're trained to do a pat-down search with a cover officer, right?
We're trained that we should have another officer present during pat-down searches. However, it's not required.
Okay. You would agree with me that's what you should do, right?
I would not agree with you, sir.
Okay. And then another officer arrived on scene after that, right?
Yes, sometime after that.
And then Mr. Correa, he submitted a claim to the city, right?
Objection lacks foundation.
Overruled, you can answer.
Yes, he did.
And then you were investigated for your actions in that traffic stop, right?
Yes, sir.
I have no further questions.
Mr. Yu.
Thank you. All right, Officer Vazquez, let's go back to the beginning. I want to ask you some questions from the last week. Before I do so on the incident, let me just ask you some questions about your current employer, okay?
Yes, sir.
Why, so you're currently an active duty police officer with City of Huntington Park?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and why did you apply to become a police officer again?
Being a police officer has been my passion since I was a very young boy. I started when I was 14 as a sheriff explorer at Lomita Sheriff Station. And I fell in love with the job, being able to work community service events and participate in ride-alongs. I did that up until I was almost 21 years old when I was hired as a police officer with the city of Torrance. And just being able to follow in my dad's footsteps and my uncle's footsteps, it's just a very honorable feeling. And to be able to work in a community where I'm keeping innocent people safe from the bad guys is just my passion, something that I love to do.
And the City of Huntington Park is the police department. Is it a city police like Torrance? Are they the same level, so to speak?
Yes, they're the same level. They're an incorporated city in Los Angeles County.
So the question I have is, if you are hired as a police officer already with another agency that's equivalent to Torrance, why are you fighting for your job now in front of this commission?
I feel like I have a duty to confront the allegations made by the city of Torrance and the police department that call into question my character. And I'd just like to clear my family's name of any wrongdoing.
Did you disclose all of these allegations that were put forth by the department to Huntington Park?
Yes, I did.
And to your knowledge, obviously, they didn't have any problems with any of it?
They did not.
Let's start out with the very first incident. And what I'm going to do is go in the chronological order of the events based on dates, okay? The first incident I'm going to pull up, what I'm going to ask you is the Mr. Uso DUI incident. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
All right. And that happened in, believe it or not, February 3rd of 2022. Okay. Do you have that date in mind?
Yes, I do.
So this was was this the first DUI arrest or investigation that you had participated in?
Yes, it was.
And as of February of 2022, how long had you been a police officer?
several weeks, maybe roughly 6 to 7 weeks.
I know council had asked you about some of your training that you received in the police academy specific to DUI. Did you receive some basic level training in the academy?
Yes, I received the minimum training for DUI for the post regulations.
And POST is the governmental entity that oversees all peace officers training.
Yes, sir.
And POST stands for Peace Officer Standards and Training.
Yes, sir.
And if you remember, were those training that you received in the academy, were they on the job like training where you go out and perform DUIs, or were they classroom training where people come up with a PowerPoint with clickers and tell you these are the things you look for?
It was all classroom training, sir.
So as far as hands-on training, on the job training, was this your first encounter with a DUI suspect?
Yes, it was.
All right. And were you, during Mr. Yusuf's encounter, sir, were you with a training officer?
Yes, it was.
Okay. And after this incident, did you move on to the next phase or the next chapter of training officers after your encounter with Mr. Yusuf?
Yes, sir. After this phase was complete, I moved to another training officer.
What I want to do now is show you the body-worn camera of the DUI stop. And it is going to be under Exhibit 8. The folder is labeled BWC Videos. And then it will be the first folder labeled DUI Arrest. And in that, what I'd like to do is, before you play the video, Mr. Cohen, your training officer, his name was Brian McGee, is that right?
Yes.
All right. And would like to play Officer McGee's body-worn camera. And if you could pull that up, it's labeled PD 2023 underscore 010 underscore 02 underscore 03 underscore 2022, and it has has Brian McGee's name. Yeah, okay. And just for the record, do you see that in front of you?
Yes.
Okay. Is this the body-worn camera of your former training officer, Brian McGee? Do you see it at the bottom?
Yes, it is.
All right, please.
Oh, man. You said she real quick. Are you okay? Okay. You need a fire water? Okay. Anyone else in the car with you? No. Okay. 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 That ain't gonna buff up. Hold it. Alright. Just be careful around how much power this thing has. It's light bulb, but probably won't really be exact. 34, we need to do the whole light bulb on. There's a light bulb across from that. Get back to town. There's a whole box and access to the town, so we're going to get traffic lights over.
I live on the street, 246.
We get one for an hour.
Back to the front,
Hernandez, you see him? Where are you headed? Where's your address?
2746 West Detroit, 5th Street, apartment.
Okay, so you're almost
Yeah,
there.
literally, like,
Where are you going from?
Costa, I work in Costa.
Oh.
Ms. Cohen, can you
So I
stop
was
there?
coming this way and then I shot
All right, I'm just gonna ask you some questions, and can we have the minute mark?
Yes, 2 minutes, 53 seconds.
Officer Vasquez, what we've seen is you and Officer McGee, you responded to a traffic collision, correct?
Yes, sir.
And at some point in time, did you determine that Mr. Yusof was driving under the influence of alcohol?
Yes, I did.
At this point where we stopped the video, had you make any kind of determinations yet, or were you still investigating?
I had a suspicion that he was based on his speech was very slurred, and
And-
his eyes were glazed over, almost bloodshot.
And could you smell any odor of alcohol, if any?
A couple of times, yes, as he was speaking, I got that odor from his breath.
And at this point in time, were you trying to essentially hide from your training officer so you can give your own set of admonishments to Mr. Yusof?
No, no.
At any time during this encounter, were you ever trying to hide or conceal or try to do something behind Officer McGee's back and give Mr. Yusof this admonishment?
No, sir.
Could you please continue playing the video? Actually, could you jump to 5 minutes and, 6 minutes and 7 seconds, please? Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
I need to talk to his brother-in-law. So, I just gonna talk to his, I think his brother. Huh? No, we're good, he's, we're gonna talk to brother-in-law real quick. Okay. And Mike's here, just want to track an hour. Yeah, absolutely. So, okay. Okay, got it. Are you sure you want to handle this? Yeah, I don't think it's good. I'm not getting that investigation. Figure it out. So we just got to figure everything out, and get this whole license, we just got to make sure that everything is. Yeah, it is. That's my brother-in-law. Yeah, no problem, appreciate it, so give me this, he's okay, he's home with us, alright? So it's probably gonna be a while, so you live right here? Yeah, we're down the street. Okay. That's what he told me to come. No worries, so we'll deal with everything, so I don't know if you do want to hang out. I'm gonna hang out. Okay, he's gonna be a while, because like I said, we still gotta figure out, make sure he doesn't have alcohol, and then if we can rule that out, then it's just a traffic thing. No worries. Okay, cool. No, it doesn't work. Yeah, it's not broken out. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you have to take that part. Hey, Tom. Yeah. Yes, that's why I have one caller. Yeah. And we were right down the street, you know. Yeah, so. Then I heard say the hold on the car for five. So, Andrew, you can go each other now. And the guy down there, just, you said you're gonna stand by, but. Huh? I really don't think you need to, I just called the traffic and lighting, I figured this is probably a little harsh. No, he said he's good, but. Yeah, he said he's, no. We're probably gonna. Well, yeah. Anyone traffic and lighting, we're gonna clean this up or tap it. How are you doing right now? As far as like, you don't have any aches or anything, or you're not sore or injured to walk? Yeah, glad to. Are you willing to do sobriety stuff? To make sure that you, it's optional, it's up to you, but if you're willing to do these, then we're going to go to determine if you're fit to drive. You refuse, okay, that's fine. So, So basically, this is the deal. So that machine helps us determine it, because right now, from what we've seen, and the sort of speaks the trash, the alcohol in there, it's giving me limited ability. From that, I believe you were driving under the influence. If you blow into the machine, it'll give us a legal limit to tell us where you're at. That's one difference. But it is optional. So if you don't do it, then I can only walk up my observations telling you right now. Okay, put your hands on your back. We got it. We got it. Do me a favor, put your palm together. You want to that one? You're a big guy. You need two cups or you want?
Good big guy. Now, did it hurt or? Yeah, put the second one on you. Was it big guy? Yeah, it would just relax, but I don't want you to hurt because you've been cooperative, so. Yeah, we'll get that, I'll figure everything out. As long as you're cool, but you understand, you give me limited information to make a determination, right? So part of you some options, so we're gonna have to go with what we do. And the totality of everything we see here, the fact that your speech is very heavy, they slur, they got alcohol in there, crash. We're not willing to do the field sobriety test, which help us better make a determination. You're not doing the pass, the preliminary alcohol screening device. So based on everything my partner and I, determine you're driving under the influence. All right. Is there anything that you want us to give to your brother-in-law? Or?
No, my husband, I was with my husband, I was with my car.
Okay.
Hamlin, the one in the back,
So, you know what the format is? Alright, no, I'll get that. Just gonna say, so, and you were in arrest for DUI at all? Okay, so let me just re-explain a few things. So the field sobriety test is the preliminary alcohol screening test, no you can refuse. What you can't refuse is when you sign up for your driver's license, is the fact that it says you shall submit to a test, right? If being driving under the influence. So since my partner and I deemed you to driving under the influence, and for your DMV, he said you shall submit to an official test. There's two tests. You can either go to an official breathalyzer machine back at my station, okay? Or you can take blood at Fort Memorial Hospital. The difference between the two, blood is retained as a sample, so you can hire an attorney to challenge the blood you can have tested. When you blow into a breathalyzer, it just gives you a receipt. You can't retain air. So some people will choose blood because they like to have a sample that they can try to test later. But you have to get a sample from the disease. Yeah.
What is the current process like? Basically what's going to happen now?
So you have to provide a sample so they make the official determination.
I'm sorry. Where am I going to?
So we have to either go get blood or give breath. Either way, we're going to have to process you at the station in Torrance City. You'll be given, we actually retain your driver's license, and then you have to make a DMV hearing. It's almost good for, your license is good for 30 days from today, as long as it's currently valid. And you're going to get a copy of that form. We have to submit your driver's license, and the DMV, and they hold on to it to determine what they're going to do. And if officials on the line, if it comes back, the test, they can actually file an audit or court case for driving influence. If it comes back, nothing in your blood, then they probably drop the case. But right now, you have to provide a sample for the DMV.
So currently I'm headed to the hospital to drop.
But that's what you choose, yeah.
And either way, you have to require this for the law. So we're going to do that. You can't, it's a law. You sign your DMV, you gave up the right to serve. So if you say you don't do it, what we're going to do is we're going to get a warrant, you're still going to draw your blood, and then we're going to submit that on the report, and then you never even have to drive it, pretty much. Okay? And then you're going to have to pay thousands and thousands of dollars for the fine.
Stop that.
You have to do one.
You have to do one, but I.
It's happened 18 minutes.
Thank you, Officer Vasquez. We watched several minutes of your interactions with Mr. Yusuf. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
During this encounter, I understand you were trying to talk to him. Was that right next to your training officer or your former training officer, Officer McGee?
Yes, it was.
In fact, did you also hear Officer McGee chime into your conversation with Mr. Yusuf?
Yes, I did.
At any point, were you trying to hide, conceal, do something behind your former training officer McGee's back?
No, sir.
I understand that from the video, you're trying to give the arrestee some rights per the DMV. Is that right?
Correct.
And then your training officer, it seemed like he stepped in and kind of took over.
Yes, sir.
Did you two talk about that afterwards? What happened? Was he just trying to teach you something you didn't really understand?
Yes, sir. After the arrest, almost at the end of the shift, he sat me down and he explained to me the proper way to do things in regards to the DUI investigation.
And can we please pull up the, it's not an exhibit, but it's in Exhibit 8. And it's the DOR Daily Observation Report Month 2_4. It's got the 916 KB of data.
Is there a specific page you'd like us to review?
Yes, ma'am. Page 3, please. Could you go down to where it ends in 4216? There's their DR number, or their report number. Is there a way you can enlarge that portion? Just one more enlargement, please. Thank you. Could you go one more? Okay, I can't. That's actually perfect. Okay, and then the numbers on top or ends in 4216, I'll represent to you that's the report number involving Mr. Yusuf, okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, do you recognize this daily observation report?
Yes, I do.
You actually signed or electronically signed this at some point in time during your training. Do you remember that?
I do recall that.
Okay, so I'm going to read it verbatim to, and just let me know if I have read it accurately. Officer Jay Vazquez responded to the area of 235 just west of Crenshaw for a solo vehicle T/C into a light pole. Is TC a traffic collision?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Officer Jay Vazquez, who arrived on scene, was able to properly determine that the driver was DUI. Due to this being Officer Jay Vazquez's first DUI, he was not aware of the 23612 CVC and Trumbetta 23614 CVC advisements. Now, are those, to your understanding, the requirements you have to read to an arrestee that's arrested under the influence of alcohol?
That's correct.
Was this, in fact, your first DUI?
Yes, sir.
All right. Continue reading. Therefore, I stepped in and advised the arrestee. Now, is that consistent with what you saw on the body-worn camera?
Yes, sir, and that's what I remember.
Next paragraph. Ultimately, the arrestee was transported to TMH for blood, and I directed Jay Vazquez to the proper area inside the emergency room. Is TMH Torrance Memorial Hospital?
Yes, sir.
I advised him how to secure the arrestee to the blood draw seat, complete the necessary forms, and have the arrestee the release form. Next paragraph. During the booking process, I explained to the arrestee the DMV admin per se pink copy, temporary DL. Is that the pink copy you give as a temporary driver license to arrestees?
That's correct.
After the booking process was complete, I sat down with Officer Jay Vazquez and advised him on how to fill out the DMV admin per se form. Next paragraph. Officer Jay Vazquez was able to complete his arrest report with an acceptable time frame. He had approximately 3 grammatical punctuation errors, coupled with a few minor organizational corrections. Did I read it accurately?
Yes, sir.
Now, counsel last week asked you, hey, Officer Vasquez, why didn't you put in the mistakes that you put in the admonishment or what you read the admonishment to Mr. Yusuf in the report? Do you remember that line of questioning?
I'd object as mischaracterizes prior testimony lacks foundation.
You didn't ask him that?
So we can just ask him the question for those purposes.
Do you remember when counsel asked you, why didn't you put the advisements that you had mistakenly read to the arrestee in the report? Do you remember that?
Yes.
He asked you that question, correct?
Something along those lines, sir. Yes.
Did I misrepresent what he asked you?
I don't believe so.
Okay. So when you mistakenly read the admonishment, why didn't you put that in the police report?
During the time, I was just under the impression that due to the fact that my field training officer did it afterwards, and this was a training experience, that was why. Additionally, Officer McGee was the one who reviewed my report and had no issues with it.
I mean, thinking back now, should you or could you have put it in the report?
In hindsight, absolutely, and there's a lot of things that I would have done differently during that investigation, but at the time, it's just how it played out.
And you made a good point, sir. Did Officer McGee, your former training officer, did he read and review your report?
Yes, sir.
Is that why he indicated that you had 3 grammatical or punctuation errors?
Yes, sir, because he was required to review any report that I submitted prior to submitting it to the supervisors.
All right. And did a supervisor ultimately review your report?
Yes, sir.
I'm just going to finish reading where this says training, okay? Could you, Ms. Cohn, could you please scroll down? Thank you, that's perfect. Under training, Officer Jay Vasquez is a quick learner and is able to understand my directions. I explained to him the above mentioned advisements and he stated he understands what they are now. At the completion of the blood draw process at TMH, I made sure to explain each step we took and Officer Vasquez said he understood. Next paragraph. I sat down with Officer Jay Vasquez and explained the DMV admin per se form and walked him through the form line by line. Further, I showed him how to look up 9T12 DUI arrest and see how he completes all the required forms. Is 9T12 your traffic car?
Yes, sir. At the time, it was our traffic and DUI.
And to your understanding, was Officer McGee trying to show you, hey, go look at some other people who are, for lack of better words, better than you and more experienced in DUI?
Yes, sir.
All right. Continue reading. Then former DUI officer Crisfield sat down with Officer Jay Vasquez and explained the DMV paperwork and hearing process in depth. Officer Crisfield also showed him a DUI/11550 folder he created on the server, which shows how to fill the paperwork out. Did I read it correctly?
Yes, sir.
And the term 11550, is that the health and safety code for someone driving under the influence of narcotics or being under influence of a stimulant?
Correct.
Did you learn from this incident, sir?
Yes, I did.
Did you go to the folder that Officer Crisfield created and learn from the mistakes that you made?
Yes, I went back to that folder numerous times.
Did you any time try to trick, hide, conceal the fact that you made a mistake?
No, sir.
Could we, Ms. Cohen, could we go to the actual document on this? It's going to be under Exhibit 8 also. And the folder is case file and ends in 4216. And there's a PDF document in there consisting of 112 pages. 56, ma'am. And that's fine right there. Do you see where it says the sample has a blood alcohol concentration of 0.22%?
Yes.
I know you're not an expert in DUI, but do you know the blood alcohol, the maximum level of blood alcohol for someone that's driving a vehicle? What is the maximum level the law allows a person to have?
The anything above 0.08
All right.
would be considered illegal.
All right. And this guy was at 0.22?
Yes, sir.
Do we need a break before I go on, or are we okay? All right, thank you. All right, chronologically, let's go to the next case, which is the consent search that we saw a little bit of the video involving Mr. Hamlin. Do you remember that incident?
Yes, sir.
All right. And before I show any videos, let me ask you some of the questions. During this time, sir, it is now in May of 2022, okay? May 18, 2022. 18th, 2022. Were you still on training?
Yes, it was.
And this is now you're a little bit more advanced in your training progress?
Several months, sir, yes.
All right. And you have a different training officer?
Yes, sir.
That's then Officer Daniel Sid, CID?
Correct.
And I know you're not an expert in this area, but do you know, let's say you didn't do well on your first phase based on your training because you were on training, would you have been allowed to go to phase 5 or 6?
I don't know off the top of my head how that works. However, I observed other trainees who were struggling and were unable to continue into the phases or had to extend their training.
All right. So the fact that you're now with another training officer to you meant you passed the first phase, or the phase that we saw you with Officer McGee. Is that correct?
From my understanding, yes.
All right. Okay. So I want to ask you some questions about vehicle searches. I know we went over a couple of times in the previous weeks, but I want to get down to something very specific, which is consent search. And then I think you testified to a thing called probable cause search. Okay?
Yes.
All right. So you had some training, did you not, on how to navigate through when somebody gives you consent?
Yes.
Based on your training and your experience, can a suspect withdraw the consent at any time?
Yes.
All right. In Mr. Hamlin's case, did he at some point provide you with consent to search?
Yes.
Okay. During your search, and we'll go through the video in a little bit, but from a broad point of view, after Mr. Hamlin provided you the consent, and before he withdrew that consent, did you at some point observe something illegal in the car?
Yes, I did.
And what did you observe?
I observed a plastic baggie containing to what I believed was narcotics.
Okay. Then in the video, we'll see very shortly, you go back to you go to the front passenger side, right?
Yes.
Why did you do that, sir?
I went to the front passenger side to continue my search of the vehicle under probable cause.
Okay. And to your understanding, what is a probable cause or automobile exception search?
Searching a vehicle under probable cause, meaning that based on the fact that I had already observed what I believed was narcotics, which is illegal in this state, I knew that off of my training that I could continue to search that vehicle for additional narcotics or narcotic paraphernalia.
All right. And was that what you were trying to do?
Yes.
So the question is, why didn't you tell your training officer right there and then, hey partner, I got some drugs, or hey suspect Hamlin, I got drugs on you? Why didn't you say that out loud on your body worn camera?
At that time, that was due to investigative purposes. I wanted to show, again, I was later on in my field training, I wanted to show my training officer that I can conduct a traffic stop and narcotic investigation on my own without any assistance. with Officer Sid, since it was in my later month, we had previous discussions like, hey, I'm here as your training officer and as your partner. However, I'm kind of observing how you were going to be operating as a solo police officer. So therefore, I knew that Officer Sid was there to stand by with the suspect. However, I was conducting this investigation on my own, so to speak.
And during this conversation with Mr. Hamlin, you're trying to, were you trying to gain some confession or him admit to you that he knew that narcotics was in his car?
Yes, sir.
Can we play the body-worn camera video that was previously played? It's going to be under Exhibit 8. And it will be under BWC videos. And it will be the second folder. And if we can play the second video, which is the body-worn camera of Officer Vazquez.
To confirm this for you, that is the video in 21 or 44.
21. It's a 25-minute and 42-second video.
Thank you. Would you like that in the
Yes, please. And just please, okay. Let me just ask him some questions before you continue playing it. Thank you. Now, this car, which is it is an SUV, was it not, Mr. Hamlin's vehicle?
Yes, it was.
Was it raised a little bit? Was it higher than normal, your SUVs?
It appeared to be elevated.
And did it make it easier or harder for you to find narcotics when it's raised like that?
In this instance, just because of the level of the vehicle was similar to where I was standing, I could see it almost immediately just because I didn't have to bend down or anything.
Now, can we please play from the start? Thank you.
What was that? He does not, okay.
Can we pause that?
That's paused at 26 seconds.
All right, at the 26-second mark. Now, this video, the body-worn camera video, is that, if you know, the same kind of body-worn camera that we have, for instance, in later cases? Was there a buffering period in this camera?
Objection, lacks foundation, calls for speculation.
It's the same objection about
Okay. Did you wear a body-worn camera on the day of the incident?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Were you trained in how to use a body-worn camera?
Yes, sir.
Do you know what a buffering period is?
Yes, sir.
What is it?
Buffering period would be upon activation, whether the vehicle goes back, whether it be 30 seconds, a minute, 5 minutes, that's considered a buffering period. However, on this camera, in this system, it did not have that.
Do you know why?
I don't know.
Did Torrance Police Department, if you know, switch to a different body-worn camera company at a later time?
Yes.
Did it have then, the new system, a buffering period? Do you remember?
I still remember.
No problem. Here, we saw right when you activated, there was no period in time where it buffers, meaning there's no sound, and but it captures the footage. Is that right?
Correct. There was no buffer.
Okay. Were you trying to hide or conceal anything that you were doing?
Not at all.
Can we please continue?
You say you can't search the car because there's drugs over the car or what?
I just don't know why you're checking. I was almost finishing my search right now, so now I'm thinking that there's something in there. So maybe So here's what I ask you. To get this show on the road, if there's nothing illegal in the car, would you rather me finish the search that'll take 2 more minutes, and then talk to you regularly off of the morning, or do you want me to spend 15 to 20 minutes writing a citation? And that's up to you. I'm fine with either one. Just let me know. Okay, give me a sec, so I'm going to check your VIN number. So I want to just listen. Let me be real with you, okay? You agree when you originally gave me consent in the vehicle to search your car, right? That's all recorded. There was you were hesitant, and then you took it back. So why is that? I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna continue to search your vehicle. Right? You don't have to, because I already found the dope.
Can we stop that, please?
That's 2 minutes, 33 seconds.
So a few seconds before this, you're checking the VIN number of the vehicle, sir?
Yes.
How come you're checking the VIN number of the vehicle?
I commonly check the VIN numbers on the cars to make sure that they're not VIN switched or a stolen car.
What's a VIN switch?
A VIN switch would be when a stolen car would have the VIN numbers swapped with the same make or model car, just so it would appear like it's not stolen. However, most of the time, the VIN switches occur on the actual VIN number by the windshield, and oftentimes criminals will forget to replace the VIN number on the door panel.
And when you told Mr. Hamlin that you had already found the dope, do you remember what he said to you?
If I recall correctly, he said something along the lines of what dope.
All right. And essentially to you, is that a denial to possess narcotics?
I'm sorry, could you
Was Mr. Hamlin to you trying to deny the fact that he possessed drugs?
Of course.
At that point in time, I know you're new on training, but based on the limited experience that you had at that time, was that common for criminals to do, is deny possession?
Absolutely.
Was that why you didn't tell Mr. Hamlin about your observation and trying to get somewhat of a confession?
Yes, I could tell that almost a rookie style of investigative and ruse type questioning was made by me.
And when you say rookie style, I mean, was that a smooth kind of interrogation to get a bad guy to confess, or is that just a rookie move by you because you're still on training?
I was just going moment by moment. However, I could tell by watching this video that I was very inexperienced in this line of investigation.
Despite your lack of experience, Officer Vazquez, at this point in time, had you already seen the narcotics on the floorboard?
Yes, sir.
Did you, based on the training that you did receive, did you still need Mr. Hamlin's consent or permission?
No.
And did you operate under that knowledge to conduct a further search?
Yes, sir.
Your training officer during this time, I noticed we didn't hear any from him. Later on, do you remember what you two discussed about this incident?
Not off the top of my head.
Let's go to your daily observation report. And it is under also Exhibit 8. It's the second DOR PDF under Exhibit 8 that ends, or that has month 5_15. And if we can go to page 3. Oh, thank you very much. All right. You see the number 15, problem-solving, decision-making ability, non-critical conditions.
Yes, sir.
All right. And I think I forgot to do some other DR. Could we scroll down to the bottom of this, page 4? And I'm showing the bottom of this document. Do you see trainee e-signature?
Yes, sir.
Is that you, Vazquez Julian, your employee number 21544?
Yes, it was.
Okay. And then it says FTO e-signature. FTO is field training officer.
Yes, sir.
Was that your field training officer, Daniel Sid?
Yes, it was.
All right. And then also an FTO supervisor. Do you see that?
Yes.
That's a field training officer supervisor.
Yes.
And that's Sergeant Stiller.
Correct.
All right. So above you, it's your field training officer, and above him is his supervisor. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Can we go back up to page 3? All right. I'm going to read this. Officer Vazquez is always proactive and seeks out good stops. On this specific incident, he observed a vehicle northbound western with obvious CVC violations and conducted a traffic stop on the vehicle for the same. And CVC is the vehicle code, California Vehicle Code.
Yes, sir.
Officer Vazquez contacted the driver, eventually asked him to exit the vehicle to further investigate. Are you trained to sometimes order an occupant out of the car?
At times, yes.
Is that routine or normal for an officer on patrol?
Yes.
All right. Continue reading. Vazquez safely detained the subject, conducted his investigation, even though the subject was argumentative and did not cooperate with Vazquez's investigation. Vazquez located narcotics, paraphernalia, and a possible stolen credit card. The subject was issued a citation for the above listed violations. Later, I reviewed Vazquez's report, found it to be well written. Once again, Vazquez demonstrated the ability to conduct investigations without any assistance from his FTO. Did I read it correctly?
Yes, sir.
When your former training officer Sid indicated that you conducted an investigation without assistance, was that consistent with your prior testimony about what Officer Sid told you? Hey, I'm gonna just be watching you. You do your own investigation. You let me know if I need help. Is that what he was referring to in this DOR?
Yes, sir.
And can we please go to the actual PDF for this investigation? It's going to be in Exhibit 8. It will end with 8693, and there's a PDF consists of 73 pages. Can we go to page 51 out of the 73?
Is it 73?
51 out of 73. And was this a citation that you all were talking about?
Yes, it is.
All right. So I see that you arrested Mr. Hamlin for possession of methamphetamine.
Yes, sir.
Was that the baggie that you saw on the floorboard?
Yes, it was.
And then possession of drug paraphernalia under 11364A.
Correct.
And then 496, which is possession of stolen property.
Yes, sir.
And based on your training and experience, do meth users become burglars at times?
Absolutely.
And was that what you recovered? Is a stolen property, a stolen credit card?
I did recover suspected stolen property.
And then you tagged them with a no insurance?
Yes, sir.
All right. Was this report, to the best of your knowledge, approved by a supervisor?
To my knowledge, it was. Yes, sir.
Okay. And did you leave out or hide or omit any pertinent facts in the report?
No, sir.
To your knowledge, did Officer Sid reviewed your report prior to turning it in?
He did review my report.
All right. And was the report ultimately approved by a sergeant, if you remember?
Yes, I believe it was.
Can we just go to page 5 of 73 at the bottom? And on the bottom of this, it says Officer Jay Vazquez at the bottom. Do you see that?
Yes.
And then it says Supervisor approving Sergeant Stiller. Do you see that?
Yes.
Does that mean Sergeant Stiller approved the report?
Yes, it does.
All right. I kind of asked you this, but I just want to make sure I get this correctly. When you did not tell the suspect or your then training officer about the contraband you found, is that a tactic that is employed by you and Officer Sid, where you don't have to tell the partner, hey, I found a gun, I found drugs, or I found something illegal? Is that a tactic that you all talked about before?
Yes, we previously discussed that. Now, whether it could be for investigative purposes, trying to get this suspect to admit it. However, additionally, it could be because for officer safety reasons, the subject was not in handcuffs. If I go yelling out, "Oh, I could search your car because I found narcotics," he could become uncooperative or try and flee or fight, which would obviously cause a bigger issue. So I took in consideration all of those facts.
Thank you. I'm going to go into the next incident. Are we still good with breaks, or do you want to take one now?
No, I think that's good time for a break.
Okay.
Thank you. 10 minutes, back at 7:40.
Thank you. I'm ready whenever.
Staff, are we ready to resume?
Yes, thank you.
All right, we are back on the record. Mr. Yu, you may continue.
Thank you. All right, Officer Vazquez, I'm going to move on to the next incident in chronological order. This case happened on September 2nd, 2022, involving Jonathan Hernandez. Do you remember that incident, sir?
Yes, I do.
This is the incident where I think you're working with Officer Jeffrey Clark. A traffic stop was made, and there were some inaccurate in your report writing. Do you remember that incident?
Yes, I do.
All right. In September of 2022, I presume you were off field training officers program?
Yes, it was.
Were you still pretty new at that time?
Yes.
I want to ask you some very specific questions about this case concerning what you and Officer Jeffrey Clark observed, okay? Specifically, on the night of the incident, were you driving or were you passenger of that vehicle?
I was the passenger of the vehicle.
Okay. And being the passenger of that vehicle, do you recall what you and Officer Clark observed before the traffic stop was conducted or before the body-worn camera was activated?
Yes, I do.
Tell the commission what you all observed.
We were patrolling a residential neighborhood in the South Torrance area when we observed a dark vehicle, I believe it was a Charger, parked in front of a residence. We could see that the vehicle was either on or running. It had its parking lights on, I believe. And we noticed that all of the windows were up and very dark windows were fixed onto it. So we were unable to see who was inside of the car. Therefore, we continued our patrol. It caught our attention, and we decided to kind of wait a little bit down the road until that vehicle exited the neighborhood. As it was exiting the neighborhood, it was driving towards us. We were able to conduct a traffic stop for the said window tint.
Okay. Now, I think the issue with this was that in the report, both you and Officer Clark failed to put your initial observation of the tinted windows. Is that right?
Yes, I authored the report, so that was my my fault that I didn't include that into the report.
All right. Can we play the, it would be the video under Exhibit 8. It's labeled South End Brass Knuckles Gun Arrest, ending in 3947. Yes, ma'am. And before you play it, I'm just gonna ask some questions. Was that your in-car camera from the night of the incident?
Yes,
Now, we don't have this, but was your in-car camera on prior to what we see here on this display?
no, sir.
You have an in-car camera, correct?
Correct.
Do you know why it was not on, or was your in-car camera capturing what you observed prior to what we see here?
No, it wouldn't have been captured. I believe the reason this was activated was due to us activating the overhead red lights,
Right.
which caused this to turn on and do a buffering.
Correct. So what you saw before what we see here is not captured because your light bar did not activate the in-car camera.
Correct.
So in other words, your light bars is the one that activates this camera.
Yes, sir. Anytime we activate any kind of forward-facing red or blue light, it would cause the in-car dash cam to activate.
Right. So it was not you who deleted or altered or manipulated with the in-car camera.
No, sir.
Okay. So what we see here, sir, is a buffering period, meaning a period before it actually has audio. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And at some point in time, prior to this video, you had seen this car already. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Both my partner and I both observed the vehicle.
Okay. So you and Officer Clark saw that there's a car about what, 20 yards away from you, approximately, in this video,
Yes, sir.
with headlights on.
Yes, sir.
Was that the vehicle in question?
Yes, I believe it is.
Did you and Officer Clark both observe this vehicle before it's captured on this camera?
Yes, we did. As
All
a
right.
matter of fact, we were discussing with each other that we were suspicious of the vehicle and we wanted to see who it was when they were leaving the neighborhood.
Why were you suspicious of this vehicle at 9:38 p.m. on September 2nd, 2022?
Officer Clark and I we worked together for a little while, and we would routinely conduct neighborhood and residential area checks for neighborhoods that were getting hit or victimized of burglaries. So we were conducting patrols to make sure that that wasn't happening. When we observed the vehicle that was parked in front of a residence and with dark windows to where we couldn't see inside of it, we believe that it would be worth conducting a traffic stop on the vehicle for its violation to figure out if this was just someone coming home or if it's someone that was in that neighborhood who didn't or who was up to no good.
And meaning you're trying to prevent or suppress residential burglaries?
Yes, sir. At this time, there was a high number of residential burglaries in South Torrance.
Meaning somebody will break into somebody's home?
Correct.
Play it.
For the month of September, hear exclusive content and much more, only on Go Country 105.
4 minutes, 43 seconds.
I'm not going to ask you who picked the music, okay? Notwithstanding that, at some point in time, did you and your partner arrest Mr. Hernandez?
Yes, we did.
Now, can we please go to the actual PDF in this case, which is labeled under case file ending in 3947? And in it, there is a PDF consists of 223 pages. Can we please go to page number 12?
Just for the record, so
Yes, sir. Sorry, we're on Exhibit 8. Page 12 out of 223. Do you see page 12 of 223, sir?
Yes, sir.
Is that the arrestee, Mr. Hernandez, you had arrested him with?
That's correct.
And does he, based on his booking sheet, does he live in the area?
He does not.
And under charge, which is right underneath 224 in Madison, could you please highlight that portion? It's 254008. It has that. All right. Thank you very much. 24, you arrested Mr. Hernandez for 25400 of the penal code?
Yes, I did.
That was for occupant with a concealed firearm in a vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Did you find a ghost gun or a pistol in his vehicle?
Yes, I did.
All right. And was that report ultimately approved by a supervisor?
Yes, it was.
Can we go to page 6, please? And where it says supervisor approving, do you see that?
Yes, sir.
And it has Sergeant S. Kim and then A/Lieutenant Ahmad.
Yes, sir.
Were those two your supervisors that night?
Yes, they were.
All right. Did they, to your knowledge, did they read and approve your report?
Yes, they did.
Okay. Can exit out of that. At some point, did you go to court? Was this case prosecuted, by the way?
I believe so.
All right. And at some point, did you go to court and testify?
Yes, I did.
There's a book in front of you. Can you go to Exhibit 20, please? I just wait for everybody to get there. Over there? All right. I'll get there. Yes, ma'am. Now, do you see that in front of you, Officer Vazquez?
Yes, I do.
Does that appear to be the transcript of your court testimony for this case?
Yes, it does.
And on the right portion is a DR number. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
It ends in 3947. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
Is that consistent with your police report number?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Can you go to page 50? Sorry to make you flip, but right at the bottom. Now, let me just set the stage a little bit. This is a motion to dismiss or motion to suppress hearing. Is that your understanding of what this transcript is?
Yes, sir.
And you testified in this proceeding?
Yes, I did.
And to your understanding, is that where Mr. Hernandez is challenging the admissibility of the evidence?
Yes, sir.
And during this hearing, was it disputed as far as why you and Officer Clark have pulled Mr. Hernandez over?
The defense attorney for Mr. Hernandez did call into question why he was pulled over.
And you were present at this hearing?
Yes, I was.
You testified?
Yes, sir.
Under the, you took an oath to tell the truth?
Yes, I did.
Did you tell the truth?
Yes, I did.
On page 50, line 18, and by the way, you were present when the judge ruled against Mr. Hernandez?
I believe I was.
And you were provided this as part of your packet in this termination proceeding?
Yes, I was.
On page 50, line 18, says, Judge, all right, the motion to dismiss is respectfully denied. The court finds there was the court finds that there was a reasonable suspicion to conduct a traffic stop based on the license plate. That it is clear from defense aid that it does appear that the defendant's vehicle did not have a front license plate. So again, regardless whether there was a tint violation or not, there's basis for conduct a traffic stop at that point. Did I read it correctly?
Yes, sir.
Did you also observe a no front license plate on Mr. Hernandez's vehicle?
That's correct.
Was that an additional reason why you conducted the traffic stop?
Yes, it was.
And the judge further found that, I'm reading from line 27, and then the observation of the knife comes about because the Officer Vazquez, is questioning the defendant regarding a clip that the officer appears to have seen. That clip, Officer Vazquez, was that a magazine that holds bullets?
No, from what I remember, the clip was on his front waistband. And as I was on the front passenger side of the vehicle while my partner Clark was conducting a records check of Mr. Hernandez, I observed it. I asked him at first because my first instinct was, is that a gun? Is it a magazine? And I just asked him very straight up, hey, what's in your waistband? And then he explained to me that it's just a knife. And I could kind of see that there was no additional bulges. I didn't see a handle of a gun. So I asked him, okay, just remove it and place it in like the center console area of his vehicle. As he removed it, it did appear to be a pocket knife. However, it had brass knuckles affixed to the knife, which is a violation.
And pursuant to that arrest, you conducted further search for additional weapons?
That's correct.
And that's where you found the gun?
Yes, sir.
And the judge further opines that, and based on the defense seat, it does appear that the officer is having some communications with the vehicle occupants during this time. So that is consistent with the defendant or the officer's testimony about his contact with the vehicle occupants. Did I read correctly?
Yes, sir.
Did you testify consistently to what the body-worn camera and the exhibit that the defendant attached in court?
Yes, I did.
All right, let me move on to the next incident, which is with Mr. Brandon Correa. This is the gentleman that I think you caused him to miss the movies, the traffic stop, where you arrest him for the billiard club. Do you remember that incident?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's just play the video, which is in the digital only exhibits. And you'll have this thing called Axon videos. And in there, the video that has the 714617 KB, if we could please cue that up. And I'll ask him questions before he asks.
Mr. Yu, that was the video ending 1653.
Let me make sure it's the one. It's in 1624.
Thank you.
All right, and do you recognize this video?
Yes, I did.
Now, I see that on the right top corner it has Axon body.
Yes, sir.
Now, that's not the same video that we saw in Mr. Hamlin's incident, correct?
Correct.
It's not the same kind of body-worn camera?
Correct, sir.
Now, do you know why well, is this your body-worn camera from the Brandon Correa case?
Yes, it is.
Were you issued this system after Mr. Hamlin's body-worn camera?
Yes.
Please play it.
No, man. Hey, no, yeah, sure, I do appreciate you. So your registration on this car is expired? No, it's not. That's last month to the DMV. Do you have the registration? Yeah, can I grab it? Yeah, please. Sorry, man, I'm just trying to get home. Oh, it's my brother paid. Yes. Yeah, 5 o'clock. I was wondering, man. I see you. Yeah, man, it's here. Yeah, it's all right.
Shows expired May 8th of this year on a 2015 Chrysler, registered classic Chrysler, Christian Maldonado, Columbia. Subject is unlawful and shows to be notified we don't do profit any gang member, although you see it's not active, doesn't associate with those subjects.
Basically, man. I'm just, you just got this one? Yeah, this, so you must have just got this like what, a week ago? I got it the day before it's off the I thought on the 31st. Okay, so what probably happens is the DMV, when it goes to them, sometimes they take a while for it. Right. You have no probation, man? No, nothing. I was actually after I mind my own business. You're actually? So, you show this fool? This fool? It's gonna be all nice people. That little short guy, he's gave him 20, man. Yeah. You ever seen it? No, I haven't seen it. I think I'm pretty sure I've seen it on my name. Cool, man. It's hilarious. You know, on that show on, it's usually on my vlog. Yeah, on that show too. Yeah, you seen it? Yeah, I seen it on my vlog. Remember like the first episode was probably the most memorable and I was trying to get that kid to go shoot that black guy. Yeah. That one. He was in a big season like remember that? Yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah, I've been doing acting for a really long time, man. Oh, okay. Yeah, what's your idea, boss? Yeah. Wow, God, here you go. Thanks, sir. Where do you live? I still live right here in Cypress on Lamita? Yeah. Alright. Can you hop out for me? We're gonna go over here to Sunlight. I don't want to get collected by your car. You gonna take off, man? No, give me like 10 minutes. 10 minutes? I'll have 10 minutes. 5 minutes, take it. Let me take it out really fast. Are you serious? Yeah. I'll find it back in this thing as a frame. Like a frame. That was something wrong? No, nothing wrong. You choking on those tacos? I am. Where'd you get those tacos at? You just built the full house over here. Drop everything on this. I've been paying $45, that's fine. I'm actually, like I said, I'm Mexican. I get myself in. Yeah.
Thank you, this man, license with you.
Copy, thank you. So far he's cooperating. Alright, can you come over here and see this out here? I'm just gonna change the driver's license, bro. Oh, man, I haven't had this done in a long time, dude. Yeah. It's too long, man. I'm too old for this.
Can you stop this?
That's 3 minutes, 43 seconds.
Okay, if you could please leave it there. Thank you. Officer Vazquez, I think there was some questioning when Mr. Grethel was asking you, why did you pat Mr. Correa, pat him down by yourself? Why did you do that in this instance?
I conducted a pat down of him because I had him exit the vehicle. Because I had him exit the vehicle. I was on a very busy street, which is Western Avenue, which I'm known for vehicles traveling at high speeds. A lot of people don't pay attention, and I didn't want to get hit by a car as I was standing there talking to him or prolong the detention just by standing there. So I had him exit the vehicle, and based on the fact that I was by myself, I wanted to make sure that he had no weapons on himself while I waited for backup to arrive.
So, I mean, I think you testified that your understanding of the policy is that it is a should get a backup officer, but not a shall. Is that your understanding?
That's my understanding of the policy, as well as while I was on training, they explained to us, we recommend that you have another partner there when you have someone step out of the vehicle or conduct a pat down. However, it is not required because certain situations are different from others.
Based on your interactions so far with this suspect, I think you also radioed to your communications that he was cooperative. Why did you say he was cooperative?
I wanted them to, well, for one, they were putting out local alert stating that he was already in our system as a self-admitted Northside Redondo gang member. Therefore, I knew that units were going to be coming to assist me, and I wanted them to know that so far he was cooperative. However, I was continuing my investigation. That way, honestly, I was thinking of other officers. I didn't want them to be coming too fast or speeding or get hurt on their way here. I still wanted them to arrive, but I wanted them to come safely.
All right, can we continue to play this? Thank you.
Come here, speak down just a little bit more. No, I can take off. Everything's good. So you're just an associate now, or what?
Honestly, man, how much Redondo, they probably hate my fucking guts, bro. Like, when you try to get successful, you don't want to hang out and give them money, like, I haven't been to Redondo. I can't even live there, bro. Because they're like, they don't come to my house, think I'm famous, and like, I live on me, I'm my own business, bro. Nobody knows where I live.
That's it, man. I mean, they're not really too active out there anyway.
But they come out and like it.
Yeah.
It's just the price you pay.
So you've been an active, well, I'm not block isn't in it, so you've been
I'm
on.
not sure you know, but I was on Summer Anarchy back in the day. You ever see that episode?
I've seen several of those shows. I never
Remember
finished
when
all cities.
Obi got killed in the gym?
Yeah.
I was in that scene, I was trying to protect them. Yeah, I was trying to protect them. I've been active for like 10 years already. It's a big movie called The Tax Collector. You saw that movie? Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
Where he's got the talk.
So you make pretty good money with that?
I make living off it. Well, I do music too.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I heard talk about when I die.
No, what's your name?
What?
Is that like on YouTube and stuff?
Yeah.
So like,
Stop that.
what they ask?
That's 6 minutes, 21 seconds.
Mr. Correa said he goes by the nickname Gorte.
Yes,
What does that mean to you
it translates to firearm, a gun.
in Spanish?
Yes,
Did you ultimately arrest Mr. Correa for something?
yes, I did.
What did you arrest him for?
Weapons violation under the Penal Code Section 4, possession of billy club.
Can we go to the actual file under? Let's see. This would be under. Give me 1 second to pull this up. This would be under Exhibit 12. And underneath there is a final case summary. It's the last PDF above traffic stop with overlays. With overlays. It's a 20-page PDF document.
What would you do?
Page 2, please. All right. Were you interviewed for this case
Yes, sir.
by Internal Affairs? And could you scroll down, please? And were you interviewed for the policy of violation of policies, various violation of policies? Is that fair to say?
Yes, sir.
And the dispo says violation of policy 100.3.1 exonerated. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
Policy 311.3 exonerated. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
TPD policy 418.1 not sustained. See that?
Yes, sir.
Based on above findings, I recommend that Officer Vazquez receive no discipline related to this case. Were you given this document as part of the termination papers?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to move on to the next incident, and this is the Mr. Garcia's incident from the vehicle burglary stop by the mall. Remember that incident?
Yes, sir.
All right. I guess let me start by asking some definition questions. We've heard a lot of testimony in this case the past 4 nights concerning what a chokehold is. All right. Were you ever trained in what the term chokehold means?
Specifically to the definition of it, I don't remember receiving any specific training.
And to you, is there a difference between a direct contact with a suspect's neck versus direct pressure?
Absolutely.
And tell the commissioners what, to you, the difference between direct pressure versus a contact with a suspect's neck.
In my opinion, and I would say during this incident, I definitely made contact with the suspect's neck. I used some physical force on his neck to create distance after I was kicked in the groin by him. However, I don't agree with the terms that's being used as I applied direct pressure to his windpipe or trachea. And that's because I do have training in direct pressure when it comes to something like first aid, CPR. Direct pressure, if someone has an open wound where they're bleeding, we are instructed to apply direct pressure to the wound, significant enough and forceful enough to where it stops the bleeding. And I can tell you from experience that it requires a great amount of force in order for that direct pressure to stop any kind of bleeding. I would use that as an example of why I don't believe I used any kind of direct pressure onto suspect Garcia's neck or windpipe or trachea. However, it was simply that direct contact to push him away and create distance.
And I want to just take you back a little bit before the use of force. Will you dispatch a call for service concerning a burglary had just occurred?
Torrance City Communications broadcasted that a burglary occurred. I wasn't specifically broadcasted, but I heard the call go out and I looked for the suspect vehicle.
All right.
I'm sorry, I looked for the suspect vehicle.
All right. Can we pull up the body-worn camera under this case number? It's going to be Exhibit 7. The folder name is Videos, parentheses, compressed. And it's the first folder of evidence.com and first video.
What are the last 4 digits?
It is 9315. It's a 6-minute and 52-second video. Thank you. And I'm going to just add some questions before we play this. And this is your body-worn camera, sir?
Yes, it is.
And I noticed you have your duty firearm pointed at the vehicle or in low ready. Why do you have that out?
My firearm was out and at a low ready based on the fact that we were conducting a high-risk felony traffic stop, which it just tends to be a little bit more dangerous than an ordinary traffic stop.
Well, why didn't you approach Mr. Garcia the way you approached Mr. Carrera from the previous traffic stop on a registration violation?
That was because this vehicle was broadcasted by our communications center as a wanted vehicle in regards to a burglary that had just occurred at the mall. So we knew that this was a felony suspect. We confirmed the license plate, confirmed that this vehicle matched the description given by the reporting party. Therefore, we conducted a felony traffic stop, and we followed that standard procedure of getting behind the vehicle with multiple units, having the driver exit the vehicle and walk back to us rather than us walking up. And that's simply done for officer safety reasons and to protect the suspects as well.
Were you trained how to conduct these kind of high-risk traffic stops in the police academy?
Yes, I was.
And how about on your training when you're under a field training officers program?
Yes, we did train this as well.
All right, continue, please. Thank you.
Throw him outside the window! Everyone in the car, get your hands up! Get your hands, don't look at me! Don't look at me! Keep your hands out the window! Driver, put your hands out the window! Put your hands out the window! Take off your seatbelt with your left hand and put your hands back out! Take off your seatbelt! Don't move! We'll just wait for the arrest team before bringing him out.
Okay, so I'm on the road with them, we'll have sufficient here to the spot.
Yeah.
Got an arrest team? No. Just listen to my instructions. I'll tell you in a second. Right now, your job is to follow my instructions so no one gets hurt, okay? Just follow my instructions. Look away. Do I have an arrested? Hey, go and open the car door from the outside. Kick the car door open and keep those hands up. Alright. Step out of the car, face away from me. Keep those hands up. Step out of the car, face away from me. Put your hands on your head. Hands on your head. Take 2 steps to your left, face away from us. Dude, okay, face that street sign, dude. Follow my instructions. Alright, walk back to the sound of our voice. Walk back towards me. Walk backwards. Walk backwards. Come on, step. Keep coming. Step. Step to your right. Step to your right. Step to your right. Keep going. Keep going. Step to your right. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Want to go ahead? That's clear. Outside, sir. Sounds good. My thumb, please. Oh.
y'all put me up.
How are you, Mark?
Yes, I'm on. What y'all searching me for? Why y'all searching me? What is he? Oh, he asked for this guy. Bitch ass niggas. Niggas fixing all these niggas is fixing. Bro, get the fuck out of me, nigga.
Can you stop this real quick?
Y'all niggas don't.
So a couple of seconds ago, and we're stopped at,
4 minutes, 42 seconds.
thank you, about 5 seconds ago, Mr. Garcia turned and faced you. Did you see that in the video?
Yes, when he turned towards the other officers.
To you, when a suspect turns and face the officer, what does that mean to you when a suspect in this kind of context turns and faces the officer?
At minimum, it's showing that he's being resistive. However, based on his actions and the way he continued to escalate the situation, I believe he was, the way he continued to escalate the situation, I believe he was attempting to either flee or become combative and strike one of the officers.
All right. Continue.
What's wrong with y'all niggas, bro? Get your hand off my fucking ass, nigga. What ass niggas? 3, 4 of y'all. These ass niggas.
Can we stop this, please?
What did I do?
4:59.
At 4:50 now, we've seen some physical contact with the back of Mr. Garcia's neck. Do you see that in the reflection in the back window?
Yes.
And why is that done?
I was grabbing the back of his neck because of his continual effort to face away from us, face towards us. And he was also using force. It doesn't show as much with his arms as if he was pulling away. I was attempting to control him because I felt like he was going to flee.
At this point in time, were you cutting off or did you intend to cut off the flow of his oxygen or anything close to that?
No, not at all.
What was your intent when you placed your hand in back of Mr. Garcia's neck?
I intended to maintain lawful control of our arrestee.
All right. At no point did you try to squeeze or cut off his oxygen?
No, sir. I just simply wanted to prevent him from continuing to turn towards us and away from us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hold on, what's going on? Can y'all tell me what's going on? Can y'all tell me what's going on? Can y'all tell me what the fuck going on? Bro, what the fuck is going on? Niggas on me. Over, nigga. What the fuck? Nigga, fuck that. Oh, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
Can we stop that?
5:21.
At 5:21, what did you just tell him?
I told him something along the lines of, don't turn away again. That's your final warning.
Why did you tell him that?
I wanted to attempt to de-escalate the situation. If he continued to be turning towards us, pulling away from us, nearly breaking our grip, I would have had to effect some kind of takedown or use of force that would have potentially caused injury. So I said that to warn him to stop trying to do it, just comply. That way I didn't have to use any force.
And before that, we saw some shaking in your body-worn camera. Was that by the force of Mr. Garcia's body?
Yes, sir.
All right, continue, please.
Why y'all pulling me over and taking me out my car? That's wrong. A suspect?
Actually, you didn't give a description of the suspect, so
Can we also stop again? Sorry for the stopping. Go ahead in the time.
5:39.
We hear some click sound. Do you see that in the background?
I hear that, yes, sir.
What is the click sound?
If I remember correctly, that was one of the officers, I don't recall who, was locking the handcuff mechanism, which would prevent it from tightening in the event he falls back or is sitting down. The handcuffs don't close on him and cause pain or constrict any kind of blood flow to his hands.
Thank you. Can you stop? Thank you. Now we saw some movement, and then we see apparently your camera dropped. And is that what you saw?
Yes, sir. The suspect knocked my body cam off my chest.
All right. Tell the commissioner what happened right before that.
Immediately before he knocked my body camera off, one of the officers opened the back seat of the patrol car in order for us to place him in the back seat. Immediately as the door opened, he turned towards me. He turned forcefully enough to break my grip, knock off my body cam that was mounted to my chest with a strong magnet, and he was directly in front of my face. I then pushed him backwards.
All right. Let's switch now to the back seat camera angle under Exhibit 17. And then at the 4-second mark, if you can please stop the video.
To confirm, Mr. DUI, you would like to watch from 0 to 4 seconds, or you'd like the video to start at 4 seconds?
Sorry, to start and then stop at 4-second mark.
Thank
you. Could we go like half a second back? Sorry. Like half a second forward. Thank you. Right there. Okay. All right. I think that's good. Now we see your hand around the jawline of suspect Garcia.
Yes.
Tell the commissioner why you put your hands around the jawline of Mr. Garcia.
As you see, for the past couple minutes, we were already having difficulty controlling Garcia as he was in handcuffs and holding his arms with more than 2 officers present and holding him. At this point, when the door opened and he broke away from us, facing me, not only did he break my grip, which was originally on his arms, but I knew that I needed to get him in the back seat to prevent him from running away on Torrance Boulevard or striking or headbutting, hurting one of the officers. So I pushed him back by the jawline, which I was already kind of in charge of controlling while he was facing the vehicle. So I just pushed him backwards by that same area, grabbing his jawline, knowing that I can control the majority of the movements of his body to place him in the back seat.
And was this immediately after your body-worn camera was knocked down?
Yes.
Could you just demonstrate how you're able to grip Mr. Garcia's jawline with your hands?
Like this. Alongside, my thumbs were alongside his jaw, and I pushed him backwards like this. I was able to control him. I attempted to get him onto the seat. However, based on his combativeness and his movements, it kind of caused him to fall at an awkward angle.
At this point in time, was your intent to cut off his airway?
No, not at all.
And when you controlled him with your 2 hands, was that something you're taught?
I would say I'm not necessarily taught that. However, in this rapidly evolving incident, I felt that this would be most effective.
All right. All right. Let's continue play, and then when you see the 10-second mark, if you can stop. Thank you.
He was a bitch, bro. This nigga just shot me. And they gonna shot me. He was a bitch, bro. He was a bitch, nigga.
All right. And we're stopped at the 10-second mark. Your right hand is on his left knee at this point. Why?
It was right about this time where I started to feel the pain that he was causing me to my groin, like he was kicking it or had made contact and knew that, and he was just pushing on it pretty forcefully. As you can see, multiple times I tried pushing him backwards by his chest and lower clavicle area. I tried that numerous times. My hand would just slip up and it wasn't effective. I went almost instinctively to his leg to push it away, and it was also ineffective while he was continuously being combative and using slurs towards me. Slurs towards me. Slurs, ma'am.
And would you say that's your reflex to touch his knee or to almost push off his knee from your groin area?
Yes, I was trying to control his leg, per se.
Now, I'm sorry to do this, but can we play from the 4-second mark? There was going to be a point where you made some contact from his chest level up to his neck. I just want to make sure we pause it at that. I think it's like the 7.5-second mark, but. Stop. Stop right there. Please stop. This is at the 12-second mark. Now, earlier we saw your hand making contact with Mr. Garcia's neck area. Did your hand make contact with his neck at the 7-second mark? Can we actually just stop at the 7-second mark? The 6-second mark, I'm sorry. It's about just a quarter second before that. I know we're going back and forth, but I wanted to frame shot this right there. All right. This is the 6-second mark.
To clarify for the record, it will be 5 seconds.
Fine, 5 seconds. So let's break this down. Your hand is where?
My right hand's just below the lower part of his left jaw.
Okay. And are you performing a choking maneuver at this point?
No.
Did you ever, in this maneuver, did you ever cut off, or was it your intent to cut off his oxygen?
No.
Did you ever apply pressure to his windpipe or trachea?
No, sir.
Your your right thumb, is on his right side of the bottom of the jawline?
Yes, sir. I'm not quite aware of the exact medical term, but it's literally gripped right there.
Okay, can you just do, so your right, can you stop there? So your right hand is on your lower part of your face, your left thumb is underneath your left jawline, and you're making a kind of a semicircle. Your right pinky is right by your right side of your face. Did I describe it accurately?
Correct, and I'm trying to describe specifically where my thumb would be at that point. Obviously, I can't do it on myself, but it would be inverted.
And in this video, obviously, it's a top view of the back seat. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
At this point in time, did your hand ever make contact with the windpipe or trachea of Mr. Garcia?
At this specific point, no.
All right. And during this point, by the way, is it suffice to say you're not trained specifically how to perform this maneuver?
I would agree.
Were you just adapting and improvising given the circumstances you were provided with?
Yes, sir.
Presented, I mean. Can we play it until the 11-second mark? All right. That's the 11-second mark. Now, he made a couple comments saying on the hood. Did you hear that?
Yes.
To you, what did it mean during this incident?
Based on my training that I've received and experience in dealing with gang members, often it would be understood as a threat, backed by the reputation of the whatever criminal street gang they're from. So they say on the hood, as in they are threatening you, and they're backing it up by the reputation of whatever neighborhood or criminal street gang that they come from.
And so obviously your right hand at this point in time is making contact with Mr. Garcia's neck?
Yes, it is.
And by the way, before that, he told you you choked him?
Yes, on video he was saying that.
Before this gesture?
Correct.
And did you ever, before this, ever make contact with his neck with your hands?
No, I did not.
And at this point in time, tell the commissioner what's going through your mind and what are you doing with your right hand in contacting Mr. Garcia's neck?
At this specific moment, I'm pushing him directly backwards, away from me, in attempt to create distance. You can't see it here, maybe as soon as the video plays. Simultaneously, I'm pushing his leg away with my left hand. I did contact his neck. I did use some physical effort to push him back. However, at no point did I squeeze or apply that direct pressure to any kind of part of his neck, windpipe, or trachea.
Did you, by doing this maneuver, is it a reflex or did you intend to do this?
This was a pure reflex. This was just how I reacted as soon as I felt that significant pain on my groin. I reacted like that. I actually had to think about what happened, review footage, so I could remember exactly what happened and how to properly report it to my supervisors.
And that's a great point because we've watched this video probably over a dozen times. As your experiences at the moment, did you have an opportunity to actually process what's going on, think about it, deliberate about it, think about it more, think about your training and then react? Or was that a reflex, something you just did out of the blue to create distance?
This was a reflex that occurred in under 2 seconds, if that.
I just want to make it very clear. The way you described how to put direct pressure on a CPR on a wound, did you apply any kind of those pressure that you described to the commissioner on Mr. Garcia at this moment?
No, not at all.
Or at any moment during your encounter with Mr. Garcia?
I did not.
Continue, please. Can you stop that?
That's 32 seconds.
At about a second before that, I noticed you used your right arm and you pinned Mr. Garcia's head to the back. Why did you make that maneuver?
He continued to be uncooperative, and right before I decided to do that is when he continued to almost advance me while seated in the back seat, moving a very close distance to my face. I needed to control the suspect. It was almost as if he was trying to get out of the car again, so I pushed him backwards into his seat.
What were you trying to do at this point with the officer on the right? Is that Officer David Wolf?
Yes, it is.
Where were you and Officer Wolf trying to do anyways in the back seat before all this?
Well, we're just trying to handcuff him.
I'm sorry.
And compound.
Can you
Sorry,
repeat it?
calls for speculation and compound.
Sure. Did you end up putting a seatbelt on Mr. Garcia?
Yes, sir.
Why did you need to put a seatbelt on?
Because he was under arrest and we were going to have to transport him to the Torrance Police Department jail.
And is that why you were trying to maneuver him in order to place a seatbelt on Mr. Garcia?
Yes, sir.
All right, continue playing.
Bro. Bro. Get in that office, bro. Get in that office, bro. Get in that office. Get in that office, bro. Put the seatbelt on. Get in that office, bro. Can I speak to somebody else? Can I speak to a sergeant? You can speak to me. Hey, the sergeant. Excuse me. This is my badge number, bro. What's his badge number? What's his badge number? Turn your head this way. What's the man that told me badge number? What's the man that told me badge number? What's the man that told me badge number? Can I get it now? That needs to something down over. You niggas outside fucking around.
Stop that.
That's 1 minute 16 seconds.
He said that in the word just choked me on Hoover. Did you hear that?
Yes.
What does that mean to you?
Hoover is a criminal street being located in South Central Los Angeles. And that is just another instance of kind of backing up something that he's saying on behalf of his criminal street gang.
At some point after this incident, did you report your use of force to a sergeant?
Yes, I did.
And why did you do that?
I reported it to the sergeant because this was a use of force and I'm required to report it, therefore, so he could review it.
The extended arm to Mr. Garcia's neck, was that effective to you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Why was it effective?
Because I was able to create the distance that I was looking for and it stopped his assault on me.
We could take that down. When you reported this incident to your sergeant, was that Sergeant Ryan Schmidt?
Yes, it was.
When you reported this incident to Sergeant Schmidt, did you in any way downplay what happened?
No, sir. I reported it immediately when he arrived on scene. I explained to him what happened and how I made contact with his neck. Additionally, once we were at the station, I went up to him in his office and asked him to come out so he could review that footage in person inside of my patrol car.
Were you present when Mr. Garcia refused medical treatment?
Yes, sir.
Did you and other officers offer medical treatment to Mr. Garcia?
Yes, he was offered medical treatment.
And in your presence, did Mr. Garcia refuse medical treatment?
He did.
When you reported this incident to Sergeant Schmidt, was it your intention to be complete and honest to him to the best of your ability?
It was my intention to be completely honest with him.
Did you at any time try to omit or alter or minimize at all what happened?
No, sir.
Did you write a report after?
Yes, I did.
Did you review the camera footage before writing the report?
Yes, sir.
Why did you review the camera footage before writing the report?
I reviewed it so the report could be as accurate as possible. Additionally, as I explained the use of force to Sergeant Schmidt, I was very clear about my contact with the suspect's neck. He told me something along the lines of just make sure you explain exactly what happened, why you did it, how you did it, and you'll be good. And that's exactly what I did.
And at some point, were you aware that Mr. Garcia was prosecuted for various criminal charges?
I found that out at a later time, yes, sir.
Did you find out that you're actually a victim of a battery on a police officer?
Yes, I did.
Did you go to court and testify?
No, I did not.
Were you made aware that he took a plea bargain for the burglary he committed?
I remember hearing that, yes.
Okay. Were you told at any point during the prosecution of Mr. Garcia that your force was excessive or unlawful?
No.
All right. Let's go to the next incident, which is the motorcycle gentleman, Dale Personnel. Do you remember that incident?
Yes, sir.
That incident involved Mr. Personnel. Can you please play Exhibit 9 under 2023-044? And the body worn camera is the second one, ending in 9315. The 6 minute and 7-second video. And before we play this, prior to contacting Mr. Personnel, did you recognize him from anywhere?
Specifically?
Yes.
No, not as a person, no.
All right. And you pulled him over for some vehicle code violations?
Yes, sir.
All right. Please proceed. That's the buffering period, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah.
down, just keep your hands on the handlebars from here. And you know I'm pulling you over?
Why?
Reason is when you're coming out of the 7-Eleven parking lot, you didn't signal, and then you signal from one lane to another, or change lanes from one lane to another without signaling. I noticed you used it on the turnout or half wall. What's your name, man?
Dale Presley.
What is it?
Dale Presley.
Okay, can you take your helmet off? You can place it on your handlebar if you can. And then just, can you put your hands on your head and come off the bike high side?
You asked me to get off with my hands on my head because of a failed signal.
Well, actually, it's because of the knife that's on your waistband. But I'm gonna have you. I'm gonna take it off in a second. I'm gonna just have you come off the bike for a second, okay? Okay. You're more than to set the camera up and record. You're not gonna keep that in your hand, okay? It's Perez. Just set up your phone and then come off the bike high side, okay? Put your hands on your back.
Relax and cooperate. And that's just one of the
Unless your fingers like you're breaking me. There you go. Can you spread your feet for a moment?
We're doing this for our safety.
You have any other weapons on your arm? Just pepper spray? Where's the pepper spray, sir? It was Mr. Perez, right?
No, President.
President?
President.
President, okay.
No,
This one, I got you. Have you ever been arrested before, sir? No? Where you headed?
I'm going to work.
Where do you work at?
The city of Torrance.
You work for the city of Torrance or in the city of Torrance?
I work for the city of Torrance.
Okay, what do you do?
I run the office of the city of
Very nice.
Where's that located? Probably the police station.
Are you here right there?
Yeah. I saw something about artists that that's it's actually out there in the train station. Cooperate with us, the policeman arrested the one in Is this what you normally do for somebody not signal? Well, we can't conduct our investigation or see if it's having a life on your, without having life on me now, so this is the problem which is the group.
If there's a certain order, you have to see how the picture. I don't think it's overcurse, sorry, like I said, there's a violation that I pulled you over for.
For not signaling?
Yeah, so it's you.
Not signaling?
Well, I don't.
You drag people out of their cars when they fail to signal?
Did I drag you off your bike?
You just stopped me now, I'm signaling for us if I'm being arrested for not signaling.
You're not in handcuffs, you're not in the back of my seat, so I feel like we're doing pretty good right now.
Okay, pull me out of that.
Where's your driver's license, sir? Do you have a motorcycle endorsement? Do you have the motorcycle endorsement to operate the motorcycle?
Those off that Portola and Eldorado, the subject was previously in the church in Jefferson during meeting, he was at work on the church.
You can hang on to these feet. Give me a couple minutes, right?
Okay, 45, building 41. There you go, 41. Can you just read here? still have a traffic stop at 42.
So this guy works for this guy.
All right. Now, this person, I think, was you were asked by counsel earlier that this Mr. Personnel was an active motorcycle gang member,
Yes.
and he works for the city of Torrance.
Yes, sir.
Were you ever interviewed in a subsequent investigation, perhaps, to inquire why the city of Torrance would employ an active motorcycle gang member? Were you ever interviewed?
Objection, irrelevant, and calls for speculation.
Yes or no?
Foundation. What's the same?
To your knowledge, just based on your knowledge and training experience, are public employees allowed to be active gang members for a city?
Objection, again, tax foundation, and also would violate personal privacy at this point. So it would be including unrelated personnel matter.
Objection with that.
Your knowledge, just based upon your knowledge and training experience, are public employees allowed to be active gang members for the city?
Goes the bias of the investigation also.
The problem is I don't have an issue with the question, it's where you're gonna take it from there that's the issue.
Nowhere. That's it?
All right, so I would overrule the objection based on that.
Overruled.
I'm so sorry. Could you repeat the first part of the question?
Give me to read back, please.
To your knowledge, just based on your knowledge and training and experience, are public employees allowed to be active gang members for the city?
No, they're not.
Now, I think one of the questions council asked you was, why didn't you fill out a field interview card for the city employee that's an active motorcycle gang member? Do you remember that questioning?
Stand objection based on the way they're phrased. Probably asking the question without loading it as to what council said or didn't say.
Were you asked a question under when Mr. Grother was asking you on why you did not fill out the field interview card?
Objection, again, mischaracterizes. Correct.
It's the same objection, it's the same motion.
Did you fill out a field interview card for this guy?
No.
Okay. Now, this person that you contacted told you he is a motorcycle, or you saw that he's a active motorcycle, outlaw motorcycle gang member, correct?
Correct.
Are you asking, I'm confused as to the question.
Let me lay some foundation to clear things up. That's my fault, all right? Were you interviewed in an internal affairs investigation in this case?
Yes, I was.
And during your interview of this case, it was by Sergeant Masalkas?
Yes.
And one of the allegations was that what your observations were when you saw Mr. Personnel?
Yes.
Okay. Can we go to the interview transcript under this case number, Exhibit 9? And it's interview of Vazquez 1 of 2. It's the digital, I think this is the digital copy only. Yes. Let's start with page 6. Thank you. Could you please just enlarge where it says, did you notice Mr. Purcell wearing a distinct leather jacket at that time? All right, perfect. Officer Vasquez, what's displayed in front of you? Is that a true and accurate display of your interview transcript
Yes.
by Sergeant Masalkas about this incident?
Yes.
Sergeant Masalkas asked you, did you notice Mr. Personnel wearing a distinct leather jacket at that time? You answered yes. Question, and what was that? Answer, it was a rocker of his motorcycle club that was part of the chosen few. Question, did you immediately recognize the chosen few? Answer, I did, yes. Question, and what did that mean to you? Answer, I'm aware that chosen few is a 1% motorcycle gangs or motorcycle clubs, which takes pride in being the 1%, meaning outlaws, not following the laws and whatnot. Question, what you know chosen few, is that specific to chosen few or just outlaw motorcycle gangs in general and how they behave? Answer, outlaw motorcycle gangs in general. However, I'm familiar with the chosen few specifically as well. I know that based on trainings I've looked up, watched, and studied, that 1% motorcycle gangs are often argumentative, but not just they are known to carry weapons, such as individual did. Not just knives, but sometimes they have firearms and weapons like that. Question, what else? I know they can immediately be dangerous because they are very loud about not liking law enforcement and not complying. Some clubs have certain pages like, quote, we'll fight the police. We will do this if pulled over, unquote. So it's already raising my safety when starting a traffic stop like this because I know there is the potential for him to be uncooperative with me. Question, are outlaw motorcycles known to commit crimes? Answer, yes they are. Question, such as what? Next page on page 7. From my understanding and my knowledge,
Not Ms. yourself, there are reasons for the question.
I've laid the foundation for the next question.
You need to ask him the questions as opposed to just reading the record and not using the record.
I'm laying the foundation as to how he know Mr. Personnel was a gang member. And
Ask the witness as opposed to reading his
this is to refresh his recollection of his interview.
You did not ask to have his recollection for the press, just asking questions.
I just did. I asked him whether or not he knew, and the question was objected to, and laying the foundation of how he knew this guy is a gang member.
Based on the objection and the request to strike, I would grant it.
It's their exhibit.
And that's not the point. I would grant you reading this into the record, and there's no question. So I'm saying, let's ask a question.
I did, and I got objected to on lax foundation, so I'm laying the foundation.
Counsel, you know this. You can lay the objection or lay the foundation for the testimony without reading his IA interview, asking the question.
Officer Vasquez, without reading the interview of you and Sergeant Masalkas, did you remember exactly what you answered?
Not word for word.
Okay. Reading this from page 5 to 7, did that refresh your recollection to what you said to Sergeant Masalkas?
Yes, it did.
Does that help you formulate your opinion as to how you knew this guy was a motorcycle gang member?
Yes, it does.
Can the answer stand? I can reread everything again.
This is the document you're reading from is already in evidence.
No, counsel just asked to move to strike because he said there's no question. I asked this witness whether or not he remembered. He said he doesn't. I'm allowed to refresh his recollection. I can use a ham sandwich to refresh his recollection. This is his interview with the internal affairs sergeant. This was served to refresh his recollection. I just did. So I'm just, hold on. I'm asking not to strike this portion because it helps this witness to refresh his memory.
Maybe I'm missing something. The transcript is in evidence. You're reading into the record a document that is in evidence.
Which I'm allowed to do because he doesn't remember.
Said you weren't, but at the point in time that you were reading it, you were using it to refresh his recollection, which hadn't occurred because he hadn't told you that he didn't.
I understand, but now he said he doesn't. and this would serve to refresh his recollection.
But this isn't evidence is what I'm pointing out.
I don't need to, I can use any out of the hearing evidence to refresh a witness's recollection. I don't need something that's inevident. I can use a ham sandwich if that helps him to refresh his recollection. He said he doesn't remember. I've read the part where it serves to refresh his recollection. I want that to stand. This is, he can't strike something that's in evidence. I don't know why he moved to strike.
You just said it's in evidence. You keep wanting me to allow something into evidence that's in evidence.
All right. I'll ask another way for that sake of time, okay? Officer Vazquez, why did you believe, as part of the field interview card investigation, why did you believe that this Mr. Dale Personnel guy is a gang member?
When I pulled him over, or when I first observed him, I observed that he was wearing a rocker, which is what common for motorcycle gang members to wear. It commonly outlines the state or location that they're from, additionally with the specific group that they are with, and below that, it could be something else as their name or state again. For this one, it was a two-piece rocker, so it stated chosen few, below it, the state. And I was familiar, based on my trainings that I've taken and studied, with the chosen few. I was aware that within the last, I wouldn't go into put it on record specifically, but there was a previous gang injunction on the chosen few for them committing criminal acts and violent crimes. Therefore, I was already familiar with it. Based on his rocker, I believed he was a member of the chosen few. Additionally, the color of his bike, shoes, vest, and helmet were also red, which is the predominant color used to represent the chosen few motorcycle gang.
Are they known to carry weapons?
Yes, they are.
All right. At some point in time, this traffic stop ended, is that right?
Yes.
And did you fill out a field interview card?
I did not fill out a field interview card. However, the way I cleared the call was CFI because I intended to complete an FI card. The way I cleared the call, which means the way I told dispatch I was done, was to see the FI card that I would complete. However, that's what I failed to do. I forgot to turn it in.
At some point in time, let's pull up the Exhibit 9. The last PDF, which is a 3-page document. Did you receive a training or education reminder for not filling out a field interview card?
Yes, I did.
Can we just pull up that document? Could you just enlarge that, please? Where this document on the right side, could you just please scroll down just a little bit? Thank you. A little bit more. Just all the way down. Okay, great. That's it. Where it says discipline, do you see that document? Where it says discipline, and then next to it, could you highlight where it says none?
Yes, I see that.
Were you disciplined for this?
This was provided in my termination paperwork.
All right. And you were to receive training and with an education reminder?
Yes, that's what it says.
And your understanding was that there was no discipline associated with this incident?
I believe that's what was recommended, correct?
All right. I'm going to go into the next incident, which is the Maldonado incident at the mall. All right. Oh, we need a.
And maybe it's a good time to take a break.
I was going to suggest that.
Okay, it's 9:22. We're back on the record.
Okay, thank you. All right, Officer Vazquez. I'm gonna, before the break, we're gonna play the video of your arrest of Mr. Maldonado. Can we play an Exhibit 8 under DAFC gun arrest. And it's going to be the first video. The video is 20 minutes and 35 seconds long.
Get your hands outside the window. Both of them. What's up with that, bro? Why are you driving away like that? Like, trying to get away from me. You jumped across like 3 lanes and then pulled in here and then made another right.
I forgot, bro.
You know what's up, man. Where's your driver's license at? You riding dirty or something? Why drive like that, my man?
Because, man.
You been arrested before?
No.
Well, why are you trying to get away from me like that? Be honest with me, bro.
No, I gotta be. I gotta turn it. I was trying to return it, and I see you guys. I see you, you know, and I'm out.
Roll down your back window. That's the motion. Let me be clear with you, man. So, you and I both know what's up, okay? You know when I see you, and I know when you see me. That's a given, right? And I respect it. Okay, you're gonna do your thing, I'll do my thing, right? I'm gonna come out on top today, though, right? So here's the deal. I understand you did, like, you're just trying not to deal with the getting a traffic stop, right? But my man, it would be way easier and way faster if I jammed you up on the street, you just be chilling, and then like, what's up, man? Let it go through the rolling, instead of trying to get away, and then like, I'm like, what the fuck is this guy trying to hide, right? I don't know if he got a gun or something like that. That's what they drive like. They got a gun and they're riding dirty. All right.
Can you stop that?
So you've never been arrested?
1 minute, 45 seconds.
Officer Vazquez, at this point in time, when you're talking to Mr. Maldonado, what was your frame of mind when you saw him evade you?
Based on the way that he was driving after seeing me, I observed the vehicle code violations. He knew that I saw him, and he started to speed and drive evasive, going around vehicles and switch lanes at an unsafe distance to other vehicles, and then eventually went from the leftmost part of the lane, which is the number 1 lane, all the way into the Del Amo Fashion Center off of Fashion. I believed he was trying to get away because he had something illegal either on him in his vehicle or was wanted. My mindset was that this guy was trying to avoid getting pulled over by the Torrance Police Department, which he later admitted.
And when you're talking to Mr. Maldonado, was that the tone and the context in which you're talking to him with?
Yes.
We continue.
No? You from anywhere? You been? Not Harbor City going on like that? Is there anything illegal in the car? Yes or no? Can I search the car?
You have a warrant?
No, I don't. That's why I'm trying to gauge you right now. Is it yes or no? No. Hang tight for 1 second, okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Can you stop it?
216.
Now, prior to us stopping the video, you had asked Mr. Maldonado if you can search the car.
Yes.
You asked him for his consent.
Correct.
Was that the same kind of consent you asked in a prior incident in May of 2022 with Mr. Hamlin?
Very similar.
All right. Is that your kind of the manner in which you conduct traffic stop? You ask for consent first?
Yes, sir. I always ask for consent.
Okay. And then when he said no, what did you do next?
I understood what he had told me, and I proceeded with my investigation of the traffic stop.
All right. Continue.
10-4 to
that a bullet hole in your shirt? That's a bullet hole, huh? You got shot at? Shit. Where?
Again, 42, nothing in local for that vehicle.
I got you. Can you come here for a sec? It's gonna be a couple minutes. Alright, thank you.
Could you stop it real quick?
57.
Could you jump to 5 minutes and 8 seconds?
Can you put your phone on there? Unlock the door. You unlock the door? I said put your phone down. Put your wallet over there. Step out of the car. Come on, I'm explaining. Get out of the car. Get out in the restroom now. Turn around, face away from me, bro. This way? Face away. Okay, alright, this screams like you're praying, bro. Yeah, like you're praying. Oh yeah, come here. Come here. Hey, hold on, go. Don't tell me now. Why are you pulling your hands apart? Well, no, I know we're grabbing your hands, so I'm just so you have to show first, that's okay. Spread your feet for me, man. Put your palms together like you're praying, bro. You got that on this? You alright? You took it all the way. It's all straight. I don't think. Just stand up. Like, take your feet, but stand up. You're leaning on the So, the reason I'm pulling out the car, okay, so we're very clear about everything, is one, you were trying to get away from me the way you're driving. Two, you admitted it. And three, you have a bullet hole in the back of your car and you're reaching around for stuff when I told you not to be. So, I'm going to do my investigation, and this is the best way to keep you and I safe. Yeah. Does that make sense? Alright, I got you. You just seen that though, but.
657.
All right. So at this point, Officer Vazquez, you have pulled Mr. Mato out of the car?
Yes.
And you told him that it was because he evaded you, right?
Yes.
Yeah, bullet hole in his car.
Yes.
And he was reaching around.
Correct.
To you, what does it mean when a person, when a detainee or a suspect, where his vehicle has bullet hole? To you, what does that mean?
I would believe that the vehicle was shot at. Further, that's why I asked him to where he admitted that he was shot at in Harbor City. Harbor City.
What you just saw right now, what? The fact that.
Well, detention is a rolling event of scenarios, am I right? So from the time that I originally see you, right, the time that you begin to start trying to get away from me, to the traffic stop, to seeing the bullet in your trunk, to you acting nervous and anxious and suspicious, that's sort of cycle of events, okay? So come over here. Go sit down on this curb right here for me.
You got your feet, just cross your ankles. Give me a couple minutes, I'll move my car right now, alright? Yeah, if you can, of course. You ever been stopped before, bro? You ever been pulled over by Torrance? Your ID looks familiar. Not you guys right now, but your ID photo looks familiar. Hey, can I search your car? No? Alright, that's fine. But I want to ask you something though. Is there anything in the car that's illegal that would have prompted you to try and get away from me like you were? No? So you're just doing it just because you were nervous or what?
Could you stop it?
826.
We're stopping at 8:26 of your body-worn camera. I noticed that right before we stopped the video, you had asked Mr. Maldonado for the second time to search the car. Is that right?
Yes, sir. I was asking him if he was going to admit what was inside of the car, that I suspected there was something, and he denied.
Why did you ask him again for consent to search the car?
The second time, I wouldn't say necessarily I was asking him for his consent again. I already was denied the consent. The second time, I was just asking him if he had anything illegal in the vehicle, if he was going to admit to it prior to me going and conducting the vehicle pat-down, which I had already determined that I was going to do.
That was my next question. Can you tell the commissioners why you decided to conduct a limited search or a vehicle pat-down in this guy's car?
Absolutely. I'll start from when I first saw the car. I was on Hawthorne Boulevard at the intersection of Carson, trying to make that left turn to go eastbound. He was going westbound on Carson to go right and turn north on Hawthorne Boulevard from Carson Street. When I first saw the car, what caught my attention was that it made the turn normal, but I saw that it had no front plate, and I saw that the front windows were down about halfway, and they were very dark enough to where I couldn't see inside of the car. However, I could see the top of his head, almost where his eyebrows up to where his red hat. And when I observed the vehicle, I followed it, and I could tell that he was looking directly back at me as if we were following each other. And as soon as he passed my vehicle, he could see that I had another car in front of me. He began to drive in excess speed. So I could see him, and I was watching all of this from my rearview mirror on my left side, and I could see the vehicle start to speed, and I could see him making numerous lane changes, going around vehicles. At that point, I was inching forward. Finally, the light turned green, and I was able to do a U-turn. As soon as I do the U-turn, I was able to observe the vehicle go from the number 1 lane all the way to the right turn lane onto Fashion, which takes you inside of the Delamo Fashion Center. I activated my lights, and I was able to catch up to the vehicle. I was behind some traffic, but I eventually pulled up behind him right in front of the Nordstrom parking lot. And obviously, as soon as the traffic stop begins, not only was that very suspicious based on how he was driving, but his mannerisms were very nervous. And in dealing with people that had firearms, I'd recovered numerous firearms prior to this off of traffic stops, and he was making a lot of the same nervous gestures where every time I would ask him if he was riding dirty or if he had a gun, he would look. Sure. Every time I would ask him if he had something like a gun or a weapon, he would look away from me. He would look down, failure to make eye contact. So additionally, he admitted that he was trying to evade me because he didn't want to be pulled over by the police. Additionally, while I was back at my vehicle, I observed the bullet hole in his trunk, to which he admitted that he had gotten shot at in Harbor City. And prior to that, I also asked if he was a gang member from Harbor City or the Harbor City Boys, to which he said no. But based on the fact that he was in a shooting 2 weeks ago in Harbor City, that also spiked my suspicion. Additionally, while I was waiting for my backup, he was moving around a lot. I believe I said it one time for him to just stop moving around and keep his hands on the steering wheel. But I notated that to myself as well. In my head, I could see that he was moving around a lot, continuously reaching down. In my mind, I believed he was concealing a firearm. Eventually, when I was able to get him out, he wasn't resistive to the point where could articulate a crime. However, he was very nervous. He didn't want to get out of the car. He was continuously looking towards his passenger seat, trying to grab his phone, trying to delay us in a way where he knew that as soon as we were going to get out of the car, that we could potentially... Yes, ma'am, sorry about that. I knew that he was trying to not be removed from the vehicle. He was trying to pull his arms away, kind of move very nervously as we were holding him. We were able to safely detain him in the handcuffs and have him sit on the curb. And again, I asked him if he would admit if there was a firearm or a weapon or some kind of illegal contraband in the vehicle, to which he said no. Now, based on all of those facts, I suspected that there was a gun in the car.
So I'm going to stop you right there, okay? I think you said, you testified that you had pulled Mr. Maldonado over for tinted windows.
Yes.
And is that, to your experience, against a violation of vehicle code?
Yes, it is.
For the front windows to be tinted?
Correct.
How about license plate?
There was no license plate attached to the front of the vehicle, which is a violation.
Of the California Vehicle Code?
Yes, sir.
So at this point in time, could you have just written him a ticket and let him go if you wanted to?
Technically, yes.
If you had let him go, what would you be risking at this point in time, knowing everything you had just testified to the commission?
Right. The reason I didn't just write him a citation and let him on the way was because I believe that there was a gun in the car. If I were to just issue him a citation, he'd be unhandcuffed, given the citation to sign, and then released and be on his way. He would be in West Torrance. He would be at the Del Amo Fashion Center, where it was a very busy day, where there's always a lot of people and kids, and a lot of people that I know go there. And there was going to be what I suspected a bad guy there that I would have to let go. So therefore, I did not just issue him a citation. I continued with my investigation, to which I believe there was a weapon.
And I know you didn't have a whole lot of training on vehicle searches, but based on the training you did have, did you believe you had enough reasons to conduct a very limited search of his car for weapons?
Absolutely. I believe I had enough to legally authorize me to check the immediate surrounding areas of where he was sitting for a weapon.
All right, can we continue the video? Thank you.
Where did you put it out already, and what we can do at the same time? We're good to search. Yeah.
So he was trying to get away from me, and so obviously main area, and then he was reaching around. I told him like 3 times to stop. So right now we're under the pat-down exception.
Could you stop that real quick? So we're stopped at 8:56, and you told your partner that you were searching on the pat-down exception?
Yes, sir.
Is that the exception based on your training that gives you some limited leeway to search the car of the detainee's immediate surrounding?
That's correct. I believe it was Officer Stiller that was assisting me on this pat-down search. Stiller, who was assisting me. The only reason I told him that was just because I knew we were only going to be checking the main area. I wanted him to be aware of that, so he didn't just go, right to the trunk, perhaps, where it wouldn't be exactly immediate access. So I wanted him to know that we were just going to be focusing on the surrounding area of the driver's seat.
All right, continue.
We're razor blade right here. Just a razor blade.
Oh, that's fine. I got that. Hey, yours.
Did you figure out what else? What did you want to do? It's going to be a XP9 Springfield boy 376017.
There's gotta be, so this guy, I'm pretty confident that student, oh, then you got 90. What was that? I think there's the other stuff too. Yeah? Yeah. He was really trying to get away from it, dude. And he kept reaching right there where the gun was. Before you keep up, I usually look up another agency or someone else to be able to run this firearm. Possible of getting under, so I want to confirm if this is doing it current or the study file. I would like to, thank you.
Stop. All right. And Officer Vazquez, at some point in time, did you locate some other additional contraband?
Yes, I did.
Can we go to Exhibit 8 under court cases, PD 2023-010, and under the last 4/1975, there's going to be a PDF document, total of 66 pages. Could you go to page 39? Sure. Into 1975. It's in that folder. There's one PDF document. Uh, 39, ma'am. All right. Is this the pistol that you recovered, sir?
Yes, it is.
Could you go to the next page, please? And showing you on page 40, do you see the, could you scroll up a little bit? Thank you. Showing you the other page. Now, you also recovered a ski mask, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Zip ties?
Yes.
And gloves?
Yes.
And some suspected marijuana?
Yes.
Based on what you know, your training experience, what are gloves, ski masks, and zip ties? What are they known for by criminals when they possess them?
Often they'd be connected to armed robberies or home invasions.
And did you book these items into evidence?
Yes, I did.
And did you write a police report documenting your actions?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And was that approved by a supervisor?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Could you just go to page 7 of that? And could you just enlarge the bottom portion where it has supervisor approving as Kim and Lieutenant Ahmad?
Yes.
Did you, without reading the report, did you document all of your actions leading to the arrest in the report?
Yes, I did.
Did you alter, hide, conceal, or lie in the report in any way?
No, I did not.
So after you articulate the reason for the limited pat-down search, the two supervisors approved the report?
Yes, sir.
Did they tell you, Officer Vazquez, you did an illegal search?
No.
Did they say, Officer Vazquez, you should not have searched the car or anything like that?
No.
Any criticism by Sergeant Kim?
None.
Any critique or any reprimand by Lieutenant Ahmad?
No.
All right. The last incident we're going to talk about tonight is Miss Wimberly, which is the traffic stop you had used profanity. Do you remember that incident? Bless you.
Yes, I remember.
All right. Could we go to Exhibit 10, please? In digital exhibits only. There's an Axon video. It's a 2-minute video. You have that, counsel?
I have 4 or 5 videos.
Oh, no, it's, it should be only one. It's under Exhibit 10, P2023-046. Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Close the door.
Yeah, I just fucking you yelling at me. I'm not sure you.
That's right. I'm just giving you simple
I
instructions.
thought you said pull on
Why are
the
you
through.
doing it? Why
Because you
you
yelling at me like I'm running around way.
Well, you drove away.
I thought you said pull.
Well, there's a
Pull exactly, but you yelled at me first. You yelled at me first.
So, hey, can I tell you to reach in your fucking bag? Get your hands out of your bag. Get your hands out of your bag.
Stop that.
Yell all fucking day.
That's fine. Go and take your seatbelt.
31 seconds. You told Miss Wimberly to stop reaching for the effing bag, right?
I asked her if I told her to reach in her fucking bag.
And why did you use profanity with this on this traffic stop?
Verbal commands is the absolute lowest use of force that we can use. The way she was driving prior to this traffic stop, I was suspicious of her. It doesn't show it on the dash cam, but when we initially got behind her and activated our lights, she accelerated. She eventually pulled into the parking lot of the Amazon Go, and as I was exiting my vehicle, she took off and drove about approximately another 30 feet. I thought she was gonna run, but she ended up stopping, and that's when we had this argumentative encounter where she was very irate. As I was communicating with her, she was very, very upset, continuously yelling, and she made that furtive movement to her bag, which I wasn't sure what she was doing. I didn't know if she was trying to get her wallet or reaching for a gun so she could shoot me or my ride-along at the time. So that's why I used, I wasn't sure if she was going to grab a wallet or a firearm to possibly harm myself or my ride-along at the time. That is why I used the profanity in order to de-escalate the situation.
Continue, please.
Put your walking stuff over there. Put your license right there. Step out this way for me.
What are you?
No, those fingers like you're praying.
What are you putting me in my handcuffs for?
Are you handcuffs?
I mean, what are you putting my hands behind my back for?
You're being pulled out in front, that's all.
What?
Because you're being uncooperative.
How am I being cooperative?
Spread your feet. Spread your feet. Spread your feet. See, now listen. Put your palms together. Okay, I'm sitting around here.
I'm not sitting on that whip. I'll stand up. I'll sit on the ground. I'm not sitting on the
Yeah, come on, sit over here.
Actually, I can't get up from there. I'll just.
That's just sit back. No.
I'm not sitting in the back.
You're
For
gonna
what?
get into the back seat. Have a seat. What's your name? Let me explain something. Where do you live?
I live in Lawndale.
In Lawndale? Okay. Have you ever been pulled over before?
Yeah, I'll get pulled over all the time.
Okay, well, maybe it's because you were windows.
Yeah, exactly. And I decided I got a ticket for that already.
Okay, well, why don't you fix it?
Because I just got the ticket
Did you get the ticket?
last week.
Okay. Go ahead and put your feet in the center.
All right. And we finished your body worn camera video. I mean, looking back, sitting here or standing here tonight, would you have handled this a little bit differently?
In hindsight, I wouldn't have used the profanity. I would have just told her to stop reaching around, don't reach in the bag. However, that's what I chose to do at that moment.
You understood, did you know that Ms. Wimberly made a citizen's complaint against you?
I found that out a while later after the traffic stop.
And she made a complaint about dishonesty and excessive force, is that right?
Yes.
And you understood that those two allegations were exonerated against you?
Yes, sir.
All right, nothing further.
So I think this is a good time to stop this evening. I'm sure Mr. Grether will have questions for this witness.
Yes, I will.
At this time, the hearing will conclude for the evening and continue on April 27th, 2026.
Are we?
Oh, Madam Chair, the hearing will continue on May 18th, 2026. The commission meeting will continue to the 27th, but the hearing will continue. And I apologize if that is a typo in the script. The next hearing night is May 18th, 2026.
Okay, that's kind of what I recollected, but you know, the words in front of me. But anyway, the hearing will conclude for this evening and continue on May 18th, 2026. And I will just confirm with staff that we can withdraw the item 9 closed session.
Yes.